Hey, y'all. Hey. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know why it's not showing me. I went to search feminine fierce. It says feminine F face. Hold on. That made me crack up. Okay, is this it? Because I want to get yeah, this is it. I want to send this out to my people. Hey y'all. Also, it wasn't showing up, so I couldn't share it. My bad. Also, and that other one I set for a scheduled live at noon, and because I'm doing it in Restream, it wouldn't let me go live on that event or whatever. It's different. So let me post this and share. Also, I want to ask the people that are here now, since there's not very many and I can see y'all. Do we want to start the whole book over, or do we want to pick up where it was left off last night, which was they read the first 16 chapters? Because honestly, I think most of us know what happened in the beginning. So do we want to read the whole thing, or do we want to start where it was left off last night? Because I even went over on my live last night. If you missed it, I had to delete it because I had to delete it. Sadie, chill with the beat, with the noise. She's like, bitch, you live. I'm squeaking. But I had to delete the live last night, and I wasn't going to delete the live last night. Hey, Carolyn, but I had to delete it because I did play some of her clips and show her face and stuff, and I didn't want to give her any chance to do anything. Start over? Why? Oh, start over the book. I was like, what? I was like, what? So some say start over where it left off. Okay. So I went and got Sadie a bunch of toys so she would be calm and collected. But I didn't know that it was a squeaker toy, so now I'm regretting my decision. So I'm sorry if the squeaking is annoying. My bad. It's better than hearing her breathe heavy. All right, let me post this stuff to different places and then we'll get started. Pick up on chapter 12. Yeah, I shared Cherry. So I shared the first beginning part up until he was 18. I shared it on my page. So if you missed it, go check that out, because I really want to get into some of these other stories. Plus, a lot of people were not happy about how it was shared and that people were laughing and making jokes about it. Because at the end of the day, you have to understand that this still is someone's truth and someone's story about being taken advantage of by not one, but two women. So that's a little touchy subject, you know? If you missed the first part, I know some people said they had a hard time following along, but I did clip it down and posted it on the page if you missed the first part, and it follows along. So if you don't want to hear the person who's reading it, you can just hit mute and you can literally read it through that live. Yeah, she's talking about copywriting again. So I definitely had to delete it because of that. All right, so we're live. We're on YouTube. Let me send this text out. If you guys haven't signed up for the text and you want to be notified, all you have to do is text make sure you include the @ sign at FF Alerts to the number 81010, and you'll get a text message just like these people are getting ready to every time that I go live or drop a video or anything like that. So we're live. Yeah, so I went over the first part of the book, and then the beginning is on my page if you missed it. So I think we're going to get into more of the other stuff. If you did miss it, you want a quick recap. He talks about how he moved in at 14. Things were inappropriate, but not no bases were checked. You get what I'm saying? He moved back to his mom's, and then he came back. When he came back, he alleges that's when the physical stuff happened. And then that was around 15. From what you read in the book, it was around 15. And then he talks about how everything went down. But like I said, I just sent the text out. So if you missed that part, it is on the page. If you can't handle the person who's reading it, just mute it and you can read along. Yes, girl. I love it. I also want to give this disclaimer. I did buy the book. The book is being sold now. There are several people with the book. They're following along. Okay, Sadie, let's hold on. Let me switch out her toy. Can we switch out the toy? Where's the one that doesn't make this much noise? Hold on, guys. This one's better. Let's switch that toy. Do that one for a little bit. I think they all have friggin' squeakers. Yeah, they all have friggin' squeakers. No, use that one. Play with that one. I'll give you another one in a minute. Because I know if y'all can hear it, like if it's killing me, I know it's killing y'all. It's like somebody having a fire detector or whatever, a smoke detector beeping. But here's the thing I do want to say. Yeah, disclaimer. People have the book. Ivan's telling his story. He's putting it out. Several people bought the book last night, I'm assuming. I know people have messaged me and say they have the book. So we're doing a read along. Oh my goodness. That one's got, they all have squeakers. My bad. Hold on a second. Can I see it for a second? Dang, that thing's indestructible. Oh, what was that? Wait, what was that? That was my hair bow, dude. You can't have it. Okay. All right, no more squeaker now. She eats everything, like no matter what it is, she'll eat it. Like a bone, anything, like it takes her no time. But anyway, so a lot of people have the book. He is telling his story. This is his truth. This is his story. And I wanted just to touch on a few points. Regardless of what people say, whether he had help writing, whether he didn't have help writing, all that stuff, that's still his story. You know what I'm saying? Also, people are saying like, oh, well, this or that. Well, we still know the facts are that he was in her care not once but twice while he was a minor. Okay, so screw all the other talk. Let's just talk facts. He was in her house. He was in her house living as a minor not once but twice before the age of 18, and you were his guardian. It makes sense now why when that guy came up on your panel and said that, you know, the one that got his goddaughter pregnant at the age of 16 when he was her guardian, it makes sense why you went so hard in the mud for that, because same thing happened with you. But let's talk facts. He still lived in your home as a minor, not once but twice. Looked to you as an aunt, an auntie figure, and then you got with him allegedly on his 18th birthday. And she said there didn't need to be any dialogue before that. Regardless, those are still the facts. You took care of the kid. He was in your home as a minor, and then you decided, oh, I'm going to like this kid. And then you ended up marrying him. Those are the facts, regardless of how you chop it. You know? All right, let's get into it. I think a lot of people are here that I sent out the text, so here we go. Yeah, but I was just saying, like, even straight facts, things that she even admits herself. Also, she keeps saying, even after I posted my video, that her story's never changed. Your story has changed because I posted a proof. It's on the page. Feminine and Fierce 2.0. It's on the page. Okay. I posted the proof. Your story has changed. You always said that you met him at 14, but then you said that, well, at first you didn't even tell people he lived with you at 14. Then when that came out, because of someone who has passed now, so I won't mention their name, but when that all came to a forefront, then it was, oh, well, he only lived with me for a month and, nothing happened. Now that he's come out and said he lived there twice, he lived there twice. And she says that he came back at 16, stayed there a year, and left at 16. If you're out here downing everybody saying the math ain't mathin' and he wasn't 13, he was 14 and a half, well, your math ain't mathin' either, because if he was 16 when he got there, stayed a year, and then somehow miraculously still 16 after a year, it wasn't 2 years till you married him, because if he was 16 when he got there, stayed a year, and he was still 16, he had to be 17 soon. So it sounds to me like there was only a year in between. But Mookie says that when she worked for whatever y'all call it in California, DSS, CPS, whatever, that there was a case. You guys know those cases are not public record, but Maybay herself says there was a case and that it was closed. So those who are saying like, why didn't family do anything? Blah 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 blah. Nothing came to head till he was around, I think, 16 or 17, and they investigated it and it was closed. Well, of course, Ivan at that time wasn't speaking. She also made a statement about like she tries to justify some things, and I'll get to the book in just a second. I know y'all are wanting to, but she tries to justify a few things. Like she says, Walmart doesn't even carry size 10 and 11 rings. So what do you mean that he came home? First off, Walmart does carry size 10 and 11 rings. Secondly, you said that you were 200 pounds for your whole life until you took steroids. So at that age, wouldn't you have been 200 pounds? I don't think somebody who's 200 pounds wears a size 10 or 11, but I could be wrong. And then she keeps on arguing about, well, he wasn't 13. He was 14 and a half. Honey, the only people that I've ever in my life heard say that they're 8 and a half, 14 and a half are kids because they want to be older. I've never heard an adult say, oh, well, they were 14 and a half, as if that makes a difference. 14 is 14, whether it's 14 and 3 months, 14 and 6 months, 14 and 11 months, still 14. It does not make a difference. Does not. And then she's like, oh, and in the book it said that I put a gummy worm in my mouth and we kissed. Well, how can I do that if I'm driving? How can I put a gummy worm in my mouth and kiss somebody while I'm driving? Be for real. Like, that's why people, for one, all of the stuff is like, a lot of people are like, yeah, there's just too much. But secondly, when you say things like that, people look at you like, what? First off, when you're driving, there's stop signs, there's red lights. And how many of y'all, although it be dangerous, how many of y'all have kissed somebody while you're driving? How many of y'all, when you were younger, or maybe even now, how many of y'all have kissed your man while he's driving? I'll wait. And we all know you eat while you drive, so you can't say you wasn't eating gummy worms or whatever, because we know you do that. But like the excuses are like, what? And even if someone, and then the stuff about like Niecy talking about, well, it's still feminine that he would let somebody, tell him to write a book. And if this was a female, shit would be so different. And that is shitty because men are victims too, regardless. If this was a female, the internet would be on fire right now. It would be horrible. Everybody would be, oh my God. If it was a female, it'd be different. But because it's a man, it's feminine. It's this, it's that. He's getting in female bit. This is his story. The what? Like, some of the excuses, I'm just like, is she really saying this shit? Like, is that like, and I get maybe some of the stuff wasn't exactly how it happened, or was it? But I mean, the main points of the story are the main points of the story. And she says that it's not her and her name's not April and this and that. And then turns around and says, oh, I'm looking into a lawyer because, and then she says, would you want a book written about you like that? And that, and then they sit there and high five these people in the comments talking about, if y'all didn't break up, this wouldn't be a topic. Where? What? Where the F have you been, Brittany? Brittany, paging Brittany. Where have you been? Because as far as I know, at least since I've been making videos, which has been 2 years, well, videos on this topic, which has been almost 2 years, this has always been a subject. Because ain't no way somebody comes out here and says we're 11 years apart and we got together on the day he turned 18 and people don't go, huh? And then the family members come out and say, look, he was in her wedding to her kid's dad. They met at 14, all this stuff. That's been a topic, even when they were still together. So I don't know where you were, Brittany, and Niecy over there talking about, oh, yeah, Brittany, you right, girl. You right, Niecy. Where have you been? Because you talked about it before they broke up. Well, maybe not before they broke up, but you definitely was on her head about the shit. Talking about, I'm going to the police. I don't know whether I should send it to Houston or California, but I'm doing it. And then talking about, I can tell by looking at the girls in the video that they're young. Well, I mean, you can't, for one, and takes May's side a little bit. I hate sides because I ain't on no side. I'm on the side of truth. But you can't tell by the damn looking at somebody how old they are. But you definitely was on her head before, but now, oh, I don't care what. I'm sticking by you no matter what. Let me get this going. Let me get this book coming. All right, so if you missed the first part, there's a video on my page. If you missed the first part, we're going to jump into the second part. If you missed the first part and the one on my page you can't listen to, just put it on mute and read it because it's all there. We're going to jump into the second part. Somebody said chapter 12, so let me see. Chapter 12. Chapter 12, where you at? Chapter 15. Because I didn't watch all of what 2K had. I only did, oh hell, where did it go? I didn't watch it all. I just watched it up to the point where I felt like you guys got the gist of the story and did the clip, There's chapter 5, chapter 9. Because I want to get to the stuff about the pegging because a lot of people were confused about that. And I only have like 2 hours. So let's see. Chapter 17. Okay, let me go back. I wish you could just pick the chapters instead of having to scroll. All right, chapter 12. Here we go. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. All right. Chapter 12. All right. So here we go. Let me share this. Let me share this screen here. Let me see if it shows anything on the side. Nah, you can't see anything, I don't think. I don't think you can see anything, so that's good. So, all right, here we go. Pay attention to his story and stop making comments on the grammar of the commentary because you're taking away from his truth when invested in the small things like y'all. Okay. Randy charting is the worst. Document, CYA. Yeah. All right. So, and Mookie was saying on a live last night that there definitely is documentation because Nisi Baby was like, what about the family? I have lots of questions about the family. Mookie said there's documentation. And hello, like what? Okay. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to. All right. I can't see your comments when I'm reading, so I'll break after like each chapter or after whatever, and we'll talk about it. All right. Here we go. Hold on one second. Here we go. All right. Let me get over here. All right. Chapter 12. One day, April gets a call from her ex-girlfriend saying, why come she can't be with us, like how the stud is. April says, come home, and she does. Head full of hair, we chill. The vibe was different. He's talking about Chanel. Oh, so you guys must have heard the part where she cut Chanel's hair off because that was before. Let me see. Hold on. How far up that was. Hold on. Because I want to make sure we start at the right point because that's kind of like starting in the middle. Hold on. Okay, let's start at chapter 11. Okay. Now I'm riding with April. Of course, she's not going to take me to where I was. She took me back to the house. And then, boom, she drops the bomb on me. I'm pregnant. Of course, I'm happy. So I just say I'm coming home. But I'm working at a barbershop by my sister's house. So here comes April trying to get a job with me. I'm like, sure, I don't have any issues with it. But if you are pregnant, don't work too hard. Come to think of it, I've never seen any ultrasound nor pregnancy tests. So I guess she glammed me. I'll tell y'all about that later. So a couple weeks go by. We're working at the shop. Everything is good. Then it was right back to the same old stuff. April sees my phone. There's a friend request from her ex-girlfriend. She calls her and says, let's meet. She agrees. April picks her up, takes her far out, and asks her why she betrayed her. She says the girlfriend told her she wanted her life. She says she was wrong. Oh, she says wrong answer and cuts all of her hair bald. That was the last we heard from her. So that's talking about Chanel. So April wants another girlfriend at this point. I don't even care. It is what it is. So she gets on live on Facebook, asks who wants to be our girlfriend, putting out apps, but this time she finds a stud who happened to live up the street from my grandmother in Los Angeles. They met on live, and of course, she asked me to drive an hour and 42 minutes away to go pick her, to go meet her, which was okay. She was nice and cool like me. Our birthdays are a day apart. Talking about chosen, if you haven't figured it out. They're talking about chosen here. Real Libra energy. So April moves her in. We try this thing out. It goes smooth for a second, then it starts getting crazy out of nowhere. I think they wanted to be together alone and push me to the side. The stud shows she was there for only April, so this wasn't beneficial to me. Of course, they're happy and I'm cordial and okay with it because I see it made April happy. We start doing things together, but I felt weird because my wife wanted a husband on one side and a studsman on the other side. Me being such a cool guy, the stud started showing more affection for me. I didn't know how to receive it. Lord, I done skipped too far. Hold on, my bad. I didn't know how to receive it because of the situation at hand, but I also didn't want to be mean. So I began seeing myself as and playing the role as the stud's boyfriend, along with being April's husband. That relationship lasted longer than the first for sure, but it still wasn't what April needed, obviously. So she separated all of us and made a room for her new girlfriend so she could sleep with her alone. And they lived their best life, but it wasn't so great. She did whatever she wanted to do whenever she wanted. And April says, "It's okay, baby. I love you." I'd be like, "You got to be kidding." And that's the reason me and the stud would argue all the time. They will get serious and threats come in to play. Phone calls, I just be ready. But April kiss her butt literally and they make up. But I take way longer to forgive and forget, so it's like one-sided. April has a husband and a studsman, but I don't have a girlfriend to be with me. When she's upstairs for a week or down in LA while I'm home by my lonely, nobody ever seen a problem with that, but it's okay. I messaged a couple people on Snapchat just because I was bored, alone, while April was out being with her studsman, doing whatever in that trailer. But it's all good. That was when I knew I was just there for security and protection, just to say she had a husband. So I accepted that. And that's what it was for years. Chapter 12. One day, April gets a call from her ex girlfriend saying, Chanel, saying, can she come? She can't be with us like how the study. Why can't she be with us like the stud is? April says, come home. And she does with a head full of hair. We chill. The vibe was different for all, but we tried it again. Mind you, there's a stud involved. So it's like everything will be even. But no, it's not. April wants all the love. So now it's all attention on April until it's time to smoke. So when we walk off to go smoke or in the room, here comes April. What are y'all doing? Us smoking, she says. Nobody's just going to lay up with my husband watching movies and smoking and leaving me by myself. Now, I can't see comments, but when I read this, that is exactly the same literal sentence almost as what she said about Whitney. She's like, ain't nobody going to be laying up in there with my wife watching movies and snuggling while I'm out by myself. It's literally the same shit. All right, let me go on. I say, ain't that some shit? But we only walk away so she can breathe because she has asthma, but never used an inhaler. Also, she would sit up under her stud all day and night while she smoked a lot in a tiny room, but she can't breathe when I smoke. I don't understand it either. So to be generous, I try to make it easier for her to breathe, but it's a problem. So back to the relationship with us all. It was okay, but a lot was off. Me and the stud was cool, but not really. She always would do irritating things, not on purpose, just who she was. But I dealt with it when I wanted to, and when I didn't, I didn't. I mean, she could be in the same house, car, playing with me, and I would not talk to her for a whole year. I don't understand how April could keep her around all that time while we were really beefing, not speaking to one another. I would have sent her home, but I'm not April. Anywho, she, the stud, eventually would get her shit together. So I'll talk to her, even give her some sexy time. But then the next day, she goes back and does some crazy stuff, which would turn me off completely towards her for another year. One year, it got so bad, I told April, you can have your girlfriend if you want to, be disrespected and threatened for your life all the time, cursed out, cheated on, and whatever else you choose to deal with. You go right on ahead and do that. I said, not me. I quit. F that, April. Or F that. April says, okay, but you're not having your own girlfriend if that's what you're thinking. I said, actually, I've always been okay with just you. She says, okay, just letting you know. And her girlfriend leave for the day. They come back and go to sleep upstairs while I sleep in a California King by myself. Moving forward, everyone can tell me and Studiana had issues on the lives. So it's like, poor me. But I didn't have an issue with it. But in my head, I felt the same way. Like, what about me? You know, the guy you married, LOL. Am I even here? Do you see me anymore? But all in all, the ladies wanted to be around me just as much as they did her, or if not more. But April had to run the show. Chapter 14. I'm going to read a few chapters, then I'll get back to the comments in a second. Eventually, everyone got tired of it. We all wanted to be one happy family, but that was just not going to happen. So I really just showed April all the love and talked to them whenever I could. So basically, they were my girlfriends when it was time to smoke or have sexy time, which was barely. So I stayed to myself, which sure enough drew the others away. Old girlfriend left again, and I understand why. I mean, we're all supposed to be together, but it's giving one sided. And like I said, it's April way or no way. And everyone was getting tired of it. The stud eventually left too and went back to LA, tired of April's bullcrap. I was like, yes, okay, I got my wife back. Cool, let's do this. But that lasted briefly. She would put up ads on the internet like, who wants to be our girlfriend? Every app, every day. And it's like, dang, you do got a husband. You don't have to have a girlfriend, but she must have. So I'm like, okay, do what makes you happy. Again, similarities, right? Like he just happy being with just her, but she wants a girlfriend. So she posts on these apps every single day looking for a girlfriend, telling you history repeating itself. All right. Um, okay, do what makes you happy. And that's what she was going to do, regardless. So some of the women responded to the apps on the internet, and she picks a couple to message back and meet up with. Just thirsty for real. But at this point, so was I causing you? Was I? Because you hogging all the love? But I ain't tripping. She never asked me about any of the ladies. She would just show me a pic and I'll say, oh, nice. Next thing you know, they'll be over there trying to chill and get to know us. But while doing that, if whoever's focus is not on April, then it's a problem. The guest would go to the bathroom. While in there, April would tell me she doesn't want me, that B ain't gay. She looking at you the whole time. I'm talking to her all in your eyes and you're not even paying attention to her. I'd be like, for real? She'd be like, yeah, I want a bee who likes bees, not who just want to hunch on my hubby. So most of those never worked out. She would say, give her what she came for and I'm going to get rid of her I'm going to get rid of her. In my head, I'm like, you can't be serious. But I'm not going to turn it down if that's what she came for. But what if she wants more? I feel they do come for a relationship. Some come to get famous, LOL. Some come just to try to live a better life than they had. And of course, we was popping or whatever. But it really wasn't like that. More on the internet than in real life. But have to find out to find out. And of course, at the time, everyone who knows us was trying to get in where they fit in. But everybody can't fit in this bed. Ooh. All right, chapter 15. We tried. Well, she tried anyway. Everyone that wanted to be in a relationship, it was like open access on anyone. Like April just wanted to be surrounded by women. So she started responding to messages, then eventually would meet up to see the vibes would be the same as the combo they would have on Messenger, which I never knew. I was just the driver. So she can meet them. I never said too much to them, offer a smoke, maybe something to drink, to be nice. So a MF can be relaxed and comfortable if they choose to talk to me. While smoking, it's cool. I don't have an issue. But again, April don't want nobody all in her hubby's face for real. So I don't do too much. She always says, I don't want no friendly ass husband. But what do you want me to do when you bring these women in my life I never asked for any of it? So the fact that I didn't, I would like to get to know who I'm going to have any relationship with or be in a relationship with. Because remember, I didn't text or talk to none of them on the phone. So when I got a chance, I would start a combo when I could. But as soon as I do, here comes April saying, why y'all whispering? I don't like that. So I go back to saying nothing because it's pointless to start an argument over nothing. Nobody whispering. You just came back at the end of us meeting each other. LOL. Since we never talked, April says, I showed you her. I said, when? She says, the one with the ass with the tattoo on it. LOL. Oh, yeah, now I remember her. How am I supposed to know this was what her face looked like type shit? You know what I mean? So I try to be the nice guy that I am and start a combo while smoking at least, but it was always a problem. So I began to just chill. And if I got asked a question, that's when I'll say something. So I just continued to just wait for the night action to happen, then go on about my night. Then it's like, get out, get up, do something. But you're not about to lay up and do nothing all day. Can't even relax and just chill because April had to be in control of everything. So it made the women want to do their own thing, like have an extra partner for backup just in case the situationship with us didn't go as planned. But April didn't like that. She would say, you can just go be with them now. Whoever you're texting, I'd be like, just relax. This is why you don't have a girlfriend now. Chapter 16. All right, let me click back over just to make sure y'all still hanging out. Y'all hanging out over here. Oh, thank you. All right, let me get back to it. I just want to make sure y'all still here, still kicking it with me. All right, chapter 16. Oh, hell. I clicked out of the damn thing. Don't be screenshotting my email now. Even though this ain't my email. You think I was going to get my real email? Hell no. Hell no. Hold on, let me find chapter 16. We're on chapter 21. Hold on. My bad, y'all. My bad. Technical difficulties. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. Like Wiggy said, hold, please. Hold, please. I can't say it like her, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let me get up here to chapter 16, baby. Come on now. Shit. If I use the arrow, it goes too fast and it just skips the whole damn book. All right, here we go. Chapter 16. The return of Christian, who has been wherever he been. All of a sudden, he pops up asking to come over and hang out and tell us about whatever he has been through. So, of course, April's like, sure, come on over. Let me help you out in life. So he does, and he's still the same infatuated MF he was back in the day. I pay it no mind. He knows better than to play with me. So whatever, but he needs a place to stay. April volunteers our home, also our girlfriend, because she was tired of her trying to be under me. So she was trying to get rid of her without saying it. So one day Christian says, I need some whatchamacallit. April says, I have the person for you. Use her a practice run or whatever. It happens to be ex-girlfriend, Chanel. Okay, this is how Chanel gets with the boy that Ivan lived with when he was younger. This is how it happens. Okay, whatever happens, it happens to be the ex-girlfriend. They do whatever they do. What? Hold on. They do wherever they did it at. He comes back, tells me I didn't use protection, my boy. I said, oh, you stupid. She calls a couple weeks later. She's pregnant. as fuck. He's happy as fuck. So cool, whatever. Maybe they both needed that in their life. So I thought, but Christian wanted the most he can get out of life with these females. So he always messed around on his new baby mama as she did him. So April says, but who cares? Long story short, they're doing fine. He's staying with us. She's wherever she is. One day they decide to stay together. The boy done did something her son on accident. Okay, let me read this part again because this is the part I didn't understand in the book. I was like, what the hell is this? But it says, okay, one day they decide to stay together. The boy done did something to her son on accident. So I'm assuming maybe she had an older son, not the baby, because she would have been pregnant at this time. So I'm assuming she has another kid that's not his, right? Because if you listen, I hope if it was on purpose, he deserved everything that happened. But yeah, whatever. He did get 5 years in prison for whatever he did to her son. Okay. I was like, dang, that's wild, crazy, stupid, and dumb. But people do anything to get the mother's attention. But yeah, no, it wasn't sexual at all. He's just a dumbass individual, period. So now she has to have the baby alone. Of course, April wants to take care of everyone. She says, I'll be the baby daddy. You come move back in until you have the baby or whatever you want to do. So she does. Who wants to be alone during a time like this? So April makes her comfortable just to tear her down again, make her feel like an idiot, and tells her how dumb she was for leaving this for that, meaning leaving them for that. But wasn't April the one that hooked him up? The hell? All right, hold on. Let me get this toy fixed because she'll drive me nuts with this little squeaker thing. Hold on, Sadie. This one's harder to get. I was trying to puncture the damn squeaker. Sadie, you a whole mess, I swear. She's like a toddler. Oh, there you go. All right. Okay, sorry. All right. So April makes her comfortable just to tear her down again, make her feel like an idiot because she left us for that. But she orchestrated the whole thing. So it's beyond me. But who was I? Right? She orchestrated it, then made the girl feel bad because she left them for him. But you orchestrated it. All right. I minded my business, just the driver at this point. So that lasts for a while until it doesn't. Then it's off to the next. April just couldn't be without a woman, or two or three, mind you. Yes, I'm still here, LOL. But whatever you want, happy life, happy wife. So while her ex girlfriend is back in the house, April puts a new ad up, like the newspaper, asking, where's our girlfriend? With a picture of all of us, the three of them. Some are intrigued, some are not, all impressed, but I never seen what her messages was looking like with these ladies. So I would meet them when I see them. It'd be cool vibes in the beginning until they say or do something not to her liking, which would be an automatic dismissal, like a dating show you would see on TV. Just not as many women as she wanted, but none of them ever lasted. Not because of me. I never kicked anyone out. Well, maybe once. I put her clothes on the deep freezer in the garage. Like, you can for sure come get your stuff and leave quietly. I'm not doing any yelling or getting upset. And she did that. It was cool. Others have to do the most to end a situationship. But, anyways, when one leaves, a new one comes. So, on to the next. One day we go to the strip club and we meet this lesbian couple in there. She invites them to her house to chill. One girl comes while the other one has to work. So we're chilling, and the girl is rubbing on me like crazy. Like she was trying to get it popping right there. But I don't know what happened because she said she wanted it without her girlfriend. So we did it. Later the next morning, April tells her girlfriend, who was the one at work. So now it's drama already. The girl denies it, so April shows her the messages. I guess her girlfriend began to cry and breaks up with her right there in the room. April says, that's okay, you can be with us, and she can be with nobody. So the girlfriend who was at work was now our girlfriend, which was crazy. I would have slapped somebody, but that's just me. So our new girlfriend is ready for her session / payback And April's ready to see what she was about because she was another stud she had been waiting for. But she was also feminine as fuck. So I guess that made her a femme, is what the world would say. She was freaky as F for both of us, but it felt weird, like she had to please April just for me to please her, if you get what I mean. But was cool, but I feel she still wanted to be with her girlfriend who was just kicked out of the situationship. Honestly, because she liked the intercourse we had and showed it. Was told on by the person who put her up to it. So one day, April wants to follow her new girlfriend like a stalker. So, whatever, of course, she goes to her ex girlfriend's house and gives her a couple things for her son, like maybe, like she maybe has been doing since the kid was born. Who cares? April does. And waits for her to come back to her house, interrogates her, dumps her, and sends her on her way. Whoa! Damn. I wonder if that was the couple that they put online. I wonder if that was the same lesbian couple they put online and they weren't there for very long. I wonder if that was her. I had to go back and find that video. All right, chapter 17. Next couple weeks, I keep getting messages that I should smoke with this girl who used to be with April's daughter. Now, this one's interesting. Get your popcorn, get your snack. Hold on. Hold on. This is the part that shows that Trey wasn't the only. Yeah, I'll leave it up. This is the part that shows that Trey wasn't the only ex of Tati's that they were with, allegedly, which maybe said herself that she was with more than one. But let's read. All right. Next couple weeks, I keep getting messages that I should smoke with this girl who used to be with April's daughter. What? Yeah. But she was cool when around. So I'm like, whatever. I'm close. But I don't know. Feels kind of weird. Not only because she's April's daughter's ex girlfriend, but more because she didn't talk to me like that when she was around. But at the same time, we smoked once before. So I thought, what the hell? Let me see what she wants. So I message her back, like, what's up? She says, let's smoke. Me thinking, now maybe she wanted to be in a relationship with us, her and her new girlfriend, because we was in a relationship with a stud and her girlfriend. So maybe she try. But I wasn't thinking at the time. But April was. So I asked April, what does she feel about it? Since you know the situation, I guess she already been looking on their IG, or at least the girlfriend, because I tell her about her wanting to smoke. She instantly says, oh, her girlfriend is cute. Do they want to be our girlfriends? I said, no, just want to smoke. She says, okay, well, go get them. Instead of saying, sure, go smoke with them on their side of town, since she don't smoke, but she had to be in control of the smoke sessions as well. So I go to pick them up, back to the crib we go, and the questions began. Have y'all ever been poly? Do y'all like couples? Have you been with a man before? I haven't even broke down the cigar yet, LOL. But that's how it be. So they wasn't there for that, but I think it was like more of a why not? Let's see what we can get out of this. What can they gain from us to better their life in general? So they went for it. Or it could just be what was wanted from the first message to me from the one girl, but I don't know, never will. But also didn't care. We was on some how many ladies can we get, I guess, because here comes the girl from the strip club, the one that got cheated on. Now she wants to join all of us. And I'm like, what the F ever? Because April's not going to want to do that. But she did. Now there's 5 of us. And it was working. Everything was fine until one day April's daughter comes home and is furious and ready to beat her ex-girlfriend, which is our new girlfriend, up. LOL. I know, crazy as F, but anyway, her mom doesn't let it happen. Later ask, why are you so angry? You told me you never liked her, never did anything with her. So what's the issue? Oh, is that not the same shit she said about Trey on live? She literally said to Tati, I didn't think you even liked the girl. I thought she was there for Brandy. I swear to God, it's like history. I'm telling you. But her daughter says, I've told you multiple times. I've told you multiple times. She's who she lost her lesbian virginity to. I guess I don't know. Maybe I think they argue it out. April says, "Oh well, I don't care. I really like her girlfriend anyways. So watch what I do. I got this. You made my daughter cry. I'm going to make you cry." Who knows what that meant? So the next day, the ex girlfriend goes downstairs and has a combo with April's daughter. Apparently, they kissed. Boom. There's the fuel April needs. Maybe it was a plan. They're good for shit like that. So April tells the other girlfriend, and she instantly breaks down and admits that this is why she didn't want to do this shit in the first place, in case old feelings popped up, being that everyone was living together and that she was with Tati in the past. So she and April tell her she has to leave. So she does, and her girlfriend cries in April's arms all night long. So sad. I was sad for real. Like, this is so crazy that they would do that. But then again, the whole situationship is messed up. Mind you, the old girlfriend is back and she's lost and confused. But that was April's favorite, though. So it didn't matter who stayed or who left. So old girl still crying. She finally asked, "Why are you still crying?" She says she misses her girlfriend. So she says she needs to go home to clean her room. So I say, "I'll take you," because I was still sad for her and she needed to get that room clean. LOL. So I dropped her off. They was back together. Everything was fine. So that was cool. Back at the house, everything was fine. It was just the three of us. Was okay for a second, but eventually she would get closer to me than before and start changing how she was. I mean, from he's talking about the stud now, talking about Chosen. I mean, from jerseys to spaghetti straps, LOL. I didn't notice at first, but April did and called it out every time she did some girly stuff because she like that stud love. But the girlfriend, hold on. What you got? Oh, that's your toy. My bad, y'all. When I can't see her, I'm like, "Where you at?" All right. April did and called it out every time. She did some girly stuff because she likes that stud love. But the girlfriend, like, who's she becoming? She liked the way I treated her. So she would start to change for me. And boy, April did not like it. So she called her out on it every time. And one time the girlfriend said, it's what she wanted to do. She never said she was a stud, honestly. Well, she was kicked to the curb as well. Next couple of months, she was pregnant. Oh, that maybe that wasn't my bad, misspoke. Maybe that wasn't the stud. Next couple of months, maybe that wasn't Chosen because Chosen ain't been pregnant. My bad. Next couple of months, she was pregnant. God bless her and the baby. And now you would think we would have a piece of marriage to ourselves. My bad, y'all. Yeah, we did for about 2 days. Then she was bored with me again, I guess. Chapter 18. A year later. Dang, let me see something. My bad, y'all. Hell yeah, so Jerry Springer. All right, a year later, here comes the stud coming trying to get her way back in, saying she's not doing too good. In April's eyes, she was drinking a lot and doing other things that wasn't too good for her. So she says she wants her moved back in with us. I'm like, here we go again. But who am I? I I do what you want, like you always do. So she does, and it was like nothing ever happened. I was back alone in my room, and April was back with her stud, and I was okay with it for whatever reason. So eventually she started asking me if I wanted my own girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, sure. Nah, I'll pass. You can't even handle the girlfriends you got. So why add more when you obviously don't like them? All on me. If they were just for me, like your studs are just for you, I should have though. But I wasn't even into all that for real. If that wasn't all of us, I didn't want to play around because I know she already disliked it with a passion. But it was done to me, so I should have done it back. But it's cool. Let's move forward. All right, let's move forward. The next couple of months, ex girlfriend wants back in again for the last time, I think. So April tells me, there you go. Now we can be even. You got her. I got my stud. I'm like, whatever. We might as well be in an open relationship. Lord, here goes that squeaker. But I often feel that April would think I would leave her if I did have a girlfriend on the side. But at home, but at home, honestly, I think it would have been better to do it that way. but she wasn't having it. She had to run it all. So even if I would have said yes, it would have been weird. I mean, they would do it all: shopping, nails, movies, lay together, and ride together. But if I did or said it, or say, come ride to the store with me, shit would get crazy. I'd be like, never mind. Maybe she wanted to get some things for herself, lol. Hold on, Sadie. It was it was always, why y'all got to be sneaky? Why we all can't go? I never said nobody can't go. I said out loud, I'm going to the store, which was literally 1 minute away and 3 minutes. But the jealousy be real. So I just take their money and grab what they want. That was even an issue because April didn't know I took their money always. Thought I bought it myself, but I just let her be mad and get over it later, which she did only after she made sure it wasn't my money. But why? She was my girlfriend too, so I didn't have a problem with it. If it was my money, but it wasn't, so it wasn't no issues. Everybody was getting along. Believe it or not, I still wasn't on great terms with the stud because of whatever reasons. She was just not giving girlfriend for me. Eventually, she would start getting active with me, lol, and wanting intercourse from me. But I'm like, nah, I'm cool for real. But April says, how can you do one and not the other? Try to make me feel weird about it. To my defense, but one has on jeans and one has on tights. But whatever, everybody gets naked. Let's figure this out. And we did. It was okay. We even shared, oh Lord. We we even shared, she put the plastic on and I had the real thing. And we did what we did. Her and April and me and the girlfriend. Then we switched while they kissed. Then she takes the plastic off and throw it out of the room and bends over herself. So I'm like, okay, teamwork make the dream work. I got you. She fell in love and started wanting it more and more. I'm still not attracted to her like that, and she's still on my shit list. But a good night is a good night, and that was it for now. But like I said, she wanted more and started getting angry with herself because instead of asking or trying to join in, she would just stay in her room and cry to April about it after telling April it should just be her and kick everyone else to the side, including me. April says, but nobody was having that. So she stayed upset most of the time, but wanted so much to just be loved. But she just always did dumb things to turn me all the way off. I mean, I wouldn't talk to her for a year straight and she lived in the same house. She would come downstairs, come to April in my room, stand in the doorway until April had to beg her to come lay with her. But that MF couldn't stay still. So she was up and gone. I'd be watching TV. She would say hi. I would ignore her. She would say, I love you, and walk off. She just didn't know how to be with a man. Probably was never in her plan, but to be with April came me. So what the fudge? Eventually she grew more to me. We shared our birthday, so that's chosen. So I don't know what that pregnancy part was about. A lot of stuff she would start stuff, or April would start stuff with her, and they'd be arguing for smallest BS, like her wanting to go to her family house. Hold on, I think I skipped some. Hold on. Sadie's over here just wanting everything. My bad, y'all. Okay. We shared our birthdays. We did a lot until she would start stuff, or April would start stuff with her, and they'd be arguing for smallest BS, like her wanting to go to her family's house. It was an issue because of her past, I guess. I don't know, but April had a problem with more than likely everyone if it wasn't there for her. So you know how that goes. And here comes the arguments. I'm out of here. Be back when y'all done. But when I get back, they're doing the nasty, so whatever. I guess they're okay. Now, nope, still arguing after dumb shit. Oh well, but the arguments be so bad that I don't want to talk to the stud because of the things she said to my wife. But she wants to vent to me. What am I to do? So I listen and she be right, but it's just the way she say stuff that turns me off. So I just stick to myself like always. but she ends up getting put out because of some other stuff. And this time, everyone's more into Facebook. So everyone wants to be seen. So she runs to the internet, starts all kinds of crap, calling me names, which I didn't understand because the beef wasn't with me. But it is what it is. She's doing the most, and April feeds into it. Now they're back and forth day after day, just to end up having her move back in the end and be back in love. That's when I knew she was toxic. All right, let me take a second. Woo! So that was Chosen. He was talking about moving back in and stuff. Woo! That's crazy. Hold on. Sadie is just getting anxious. 1 second, guys. All right. Sorry, guys. I wanted to get my son to take the dog out. All right. Here we go. Because she needs to go potty. All right. Let's go. Chapter 19. Now, this is about Juju. Remember, Juju was the one that everybody said was a teen runaway. She was actually 19. If you go back and add her, her birthday's on her profile and stuff. So people have went back and looked at it. All right. Here is a new lady, new. She was from another state, I guess. They talked for a little bit on Facebook and FaceTime. I may have seen one combo. Didn't know the girl was on her way to her home, so we go ride to pick her up from the bus station. I guess April got her a ticket. She came to the house, of course. They go live introducing the new girlfriend that she just met. So the viewers are all nice, but one person notices her from home and says she's been through some things in life and we should just be careful, but brushed it off like, okay, whatever, hater. So ex-girlfriend calls and wants to meet her. She stayed up the street, so she was with us when she wanted to be and join in when she wanted to, which was fine by me. But when someone new came around, she made sure she did, to even if it was just to feel a motherfucker out, see what they like, and get the fuck on for a few weeks. But anyways, she stayed that night. Some things went down. The next couple of days, we got messages that the girl was going through all kinds of things and was on paperwork and wasn't supposed to be out of the state. So she was really running from the people in her hometown. The police showed up to her house asking for her. She was on the next thing, smoking up out of there. I know, crazy, right? She was 19, still had some life to learn. So now it's back down to April, myself, Studiana, and halftime girlfriend. So that would be Ivan, Maybe, Chosen, and the halftime girlfriend would be Chanel. Sorry, guys. Would be Chanel. So we doing our thing, living life, going out every weekend, doing family events. One day, Christian calls from prison saying, I'll be out in a week. Now, this is where the pegging comes in, y'all. Christian calls from prison saying, I'll be out in a week or month or whatever. We've all been helping raise his son a little with his baby mama, of course. So she gets wind. Oh, now she's stuck at our house. Don't want to go home. Studiana don't know him, don't care, but she heard about the dude. But yeah, so he wants to come stay with us when he gets out. He knows we're hunching his baby mama, but he thinks this is his opportunity to get in where he fits in, saying we can all be together. What? Fuck no. Fuck. You stay in there for all I care. April said he can't stay there because she was a felon. They can't live together. Because if she's a felon and he's on paper, they can't live in the same house. Basically, oh, you not about to be doing your baby mama in my house, then she still wants to be with us. Weird, but that's what they wanted, I believe. But I wasn't on that at all. Okay, so they had to figure something else out. He still wanted to come to our house to see his son, so April agreed to pick him up, but he can't stay with us. Chapter 20, y'all. Y'all hanging in tight. This is where it comes to the pegging, right? Yeah, Studiana is, in my opinion, is definitely chosen. Oh, shit. Studiana is definitely chosen, in my opinion. All right, let's see. Chapter 20. Here we go. Today is the day the boy gets out of prison with nobody to pick him up because of the bridges he burned with everyone. But he was still in that middle school mindset to where he thought everyone was playing with him, but it wasn't a game. He needed serious help, but it wasn't my problem. He was very much still infatuated with April, and everyone in jail knew it. I mean, when some of my homies from my, is it barrio? This word, barrio? When some of my homies from my barrio hit me up and tell me that these men in jail saying they hunched your wife, I'm like, what? Oh, matter of fact, I already know who it is. They said, yeah, he was a weirdo. So he said he was telling people in jail, this Christian boy, because I know somebody asked this question, if there was any like grooming towards him or whatever. In this book right here, Ivan says that this boy, Christian, told these men in jail that he had hunched Ivan's wife, which was April, which would have been his uncle's wife. You see what I'm saying? So he does say they slept together, but doesn't say when it was. All right. He was a weirdo. He used to beat on himself to make people think he was scary. It didn't work. He still got beat up for doing dumb stuff for his whole time in there. But yeah, he getting out today. So let's go pick him up. He was only 30 minutes away. His baby mother made sure she was there at the house when we got there. Happy but sad and confused about what the fuck is about to happen. So I'm paying attention myself to see her actions. She recorded him walking in the house as he cried, seeing his son for the first time. What a moment it was. A great feeling, I bet. So he bonds for a second, act like he don't see the baby mama, to only wait until everyone is not paying attention. She slides off to the garage. Next thing you know, he is gone as well. So, you think that, you might think, yeah, you're right. We walk in the garage. He has her in his arms, holding her like he misses her, and they at her house. But that's still April's girlfriend at the time. So she slaps her and asks, why the fuck are you in his arms? She says, I just wanted to see if he can still pick me up. In my head, I'm like, he's 6'3", 280, just did 5 years in prison. He's been picking up men. Stop playing. LOL. So April says, show me how it happened. So he picks her up again. April doesn't like it and tells her she can leave while he is still there. He has to find somewhere to go as well because parole and me smoking didn't mix. Plus, April's a felon. I didn't want them going through my stuff whenever they felt like it, so he had to go. He searched around for a couple of days, no luck. So he did the craziest thing I ever heard. This MF asked my mother, yes, my motherfucking mother, and don't tell nobody. So a couple days later, I found out. I'm like, hell no, we're not doing that. I told him, get the F out of there before I come over there. So my sister and him was together before in the past at school. She must have felt like they was going to be together because she told me he didn't have to leave. So I tell my mom, she says, I don't pay no rent there, which I wasn't. And I wasn't about to start. So I fell back. But April, on the other hand, was more upset and wanted to take a trip to my mother's house and talk to them face to face. So we did. And when we got there, guess who was there at my mother's house? You guessed. Him with his baby mama, our girlfriend. Whatever. But they was just chilling. April got so upset, jumping in my mother's face like she was about to do something to her. But she just threw the car keys across the floor and said, don't none of y'all call me when y'all need me. Sure enough, she was needed. I don't know what happened, but we had her back in the car again and picked up his new girlfriend that he was already beefing with. I don't remember how we ended up over at my mom's house. Oh, yeah. He was messing with a dude. His baby mama broke the window to see who it was in there. She said it was a man or a big girl with hair on her face. So she jumped through the window. They took off in the car. My mom was out of town, so she calls April saying this, saying that. April said, hold on, I'm coming, which we was chilling with his new girlfriend because we was all friends first before he got out. but he was on I want everybody type shit, which I couldn't blame him. But anyway, we was outside. I don't know why, but this man picked her up by the throat, threw her on the rocks in the front yard, and choked her until she passed out. I said, what the fuck? This MF going back to prison. Nobody called though. I said, what? That's crazy. The other girl never got out of the car. She was terrified, I guess, but went and had a baby later. So she wasn't too scared, but that's irrelevant. Well, I guess not. Hold on. Here we go. Go over there and play. All right, here we go. So we go back to our house, and the one girlfriend Ubers home, and the baby mama comes into the room to get held and cry a little and says, bump this. Let's have intercourse. So we do. April, myself, the baby mama, which would have been Chanel, and Studiana, which I think is chosen. So while I have them on top of each other, doing my thing, looking at the booties, a light flies across the room really fast. I pay it no mind, being there's a street behind the house. Maybe a car's turning. I keep stroking. Boom. There's another one. I immediately knew it was his crazy ass in my backyard. So I finish and step back and say, your baby daddy's outside. Man, they all say, how you know? I say, trust me. And I look and say, yes, he's standing outside. All he was missing was the radio. April says, what are you doing in my backyard? He says he deserves to be up there. I'm like, what? For what? Because remember, he's still infatuated with April as well. So he's like, he's doing her. I could be doing you too, April. Not happening. I think April would have said, yeah, just because, but whatever. So he's down there apologizing on and on. I roll up. He says to the baby mama, what do I got to do to show you I'm sorry? This motherfucker says, let me put the stud strap on and do something to you right now. I said, what the fuck? And say, get the fuck out of here. This motherfucker said yes and came upstairs. And they did what they did. April helped the stud record. I left and waited until they was done. Came back, they said that man pooped. I said, y'all some weird, nasty motherfuckers. But he did just get out of prison, so it probably wasn't nothing. But yeah, he walked back whenever he came from. They talked about his shitty ass all night. The fact that April helped him is beyond me, but you'll do anything to use something against a motherfucker someday. Moving forward, he makes a baby with the other girl who watched the baby mama get choke slammed. They drive him one day, a year later, in another state. This boy driving 110 miles an hour gets pulled over and goes back to prison for the choke slam he did on his baby mama. I guess she did tell. So now she's stuck in another state with a newborn baby. The woman that saw him choke her out, she's stuck. She needs help. She calls April, but no help. So she has to figure it out. Baby mama goes back home to her people up the street, and now it's time to visit Houston, Texas for the first time. Studiana doesn't want to go because of some BS reason, so we go without her. She calls her on Valentine's Day, no response all day. So April hollers, it's over, blah, blah, blah. So Studiana do not care. She's doing her own thing, free from us and the drama. She messes around and cheats on April with her ex-girlfriend's godmother. And let it be known, she was something different. Didn't give a fudge that April was her girlfriend. She wanted what she wanted, so she pursued. Woo! Let me see some of your comments, because I got to take a break and get a drink. Whoa! That's crazy. So that's the pegging story that I was talking about, y'all. It was not Ivan who got pegged. This boy Christian got allegedly pegged, and he pooped. Like Ivan said, he was in prison, so maybe he was used to that shit. You know? Sorry, y'all. May suggested and did that to that man beyond comprehension. I'm wondering if that's who it was, Rhonda. I don't know. I need a chart with names and arrows, right? I need to break it down for y'all because it is sometimes hard to keep up like with everybody. Yeah, they know how to keep it in the family, right? It's like everybody's entwined, and it's like everybody calls and asks her for help. Wonder why. Hold on a second, guys, and I'll start with the next chapter. Here, this one. All right. Either way, if he was in prison, it wouldn't be consensual. Shoot, there's a lot of people in there that are consensual, that do consensual things in prison. I mean, I know it happens where it's not consensual, but there are men that dibble and dabble and they are okay with it. Like they consent to it. Yeah, I've heard this pegging story before. It's definitely came out before. All right, let's go on. Chapter 21. This girl was something different. She was in love with Studiana and didn't care about who she was with, where she lived, or nothing. She made sure she was going to be around and hold her down, which she did. So before we got back to Cali, they had a whole relationship. I mean, she went and stayed with her on Valentine's Day, I guess, and it was over from there. So why not live your life like you wanted, like you wanted? So they did. Just that. She started moving her stuff out while we were gone so they could live their best life. We come, she gets the rest of her stuff and is gone. She gets on the internet, goes live, talks a bunch of smack because they argue about nothing but go live and make it bigger. Then is so here. She go again. So here she go again, throwing me in the mix of the drama. It's always her downplaying my manhood, so definitely chosen. It's always a mix of drama. It's always her downplaying my manhood or calling me something I'm not. So again, I'll cut her off. Don't care what she says about me. Just mad at April right now. She's just mad at April right now. And she's still an emotional female with relationship issues that she has to work on, which with a man for a stud was hard, but easy for real. She made it hard, but I guess I did play a part in not wanting to be intimate with her. But when I beat that little thing down. She loved it more than I knew. But anyway, they moved to Vegas for a better life or whatever. I guess it didn't work out too well, but that's their business. But one day we go to Vegas just to chill, I thought. Soon as we get there, April says, "Guess who's out here?" I said, "Let me guess. Your stud." She says, "How you know?" I said, "I didn't, but why are we here?" She said, "I just want to check on her and make sure she's okay." So about 2 a.m., they're on the phone. She says, "If you want to see me, I'm outside on this street." April wastes no time. She wakes me up and says, "Let's go see her." I'm like, "For what? She's in a whole relationship, ain't she?" She said, "I don't give a hoot. I want to see her." I say, "Whatever, let's go." Man, in the middle of the night, but we're in Vegas. Nobody sleeps but me. LOL. So we leave, go to a gas station, and meet up with her and her cousin and talk for hours about the same old stuff. She's talking big crap about the girl she's with is real bad, but staying with her. So I don't know how that works, but anyway. So April says, "I want to meet her." She says, "For what?" She says, "I just want to see if she looked better than me." So she says, "Well, I'll let you know tomorrow." So she does. We pull up. They meet her girlfriend. Don't like April. They meet her girlfriend. Don't like April. Sorry. Um, but does want to be cool. But Study didn't want it that way because now they can double up and talk about her knowing. I don't too much give a hoot about none of it. I just sit back and observe everything. She tells us about her messing her car up already and some other things, not for this book. So, long story short, Stud's new girlfriend wants some of old girlfriend and have a night. I'm like, what? This can't be. But it was, and it took a minute, but it happened. And that's when they messed everything up after that. It was like she always wanted to be around and try to join in on the fun, LOL. Not after the way the first night went down and the way it make her felt, I guess. Study felt some type of way because her feelings were stronger than I thought. So she told her girlfriend that she can never mess with her couple again. She will not allow it. So she gets upset. They argue, fight, and some more stuff, then leave and go back to their life. But her girlfriend is not done with us. She wants round two with or without Study. So she gets it one way or another. Old Study is mad now. Everybody is a bag of B words. But remember, she did it first. So, oh well, I guess. So that has to be Jasmine because Jasmine was definitely with Maybay and Ivan behind Chosen's back or whatever. Like she did it without Chosen. So makes me think that's Jasmine. But remember, she did it first. Oh well, I guess. But yeah, so after that, April tells Stud, we about to be together, all four of us. She says, oh hell no, I'll beat her up before I let her join us. So she does just for payback, but was right back in her face after that. But April tells her, nah, we can't be together. But Study doesn't want to hang with April anymore. She's not mad at me, because never mind. But April, she was very upset with because she said no, LOL. So she leaves with her new girlfriend and they go to LA from Vegas. We live in the city in between. So the day we get back, they're on live talking crap about April. So April is about to be on her way to LA. I don't want to go, but for support in case shit get real, I had her back. But I know Study wasn't going to let nothing happen. But never know. So we drive down. I sit for a second. If there's no BS, I go to my grandmother's house up the street and hang with my brother until they're done. Which can be the next day messing with them. I should have went to the strip club every time she chased her girlfriends. I should have looked at booty jiggling since I had to be up all night. But nah, I was up. Outside they house in car sleeping, so I didn't have to hear the shit. Then it's come get me. I'm still sitting in the car for another hour. Like, be so for real right now. So April says, I'm not messing with her no more. She can do what she wants to do. I don't care. Same night, you have a collect call from Study. Call accepted. She cries. I'm going to hurt myself. I don't want to be in here. Please come get me, April. Please come get me. April looks at me. I look at April and say, it's your money. Do what you do. So she drives at 2 a.m. and goes and bails her out. She waits until 6 a.m. She gets released at 7 a.m. They about to go sleep, of course. April's too tired to drive home. So she stays in the trailer with Study for tonight. And I'm alone in the bed trying to sleep. But this toxic shit they love. So whatever. They'll be arguing soon. So I thought. Chapter 21. April tells me now that the bail people say she has to worry about her every move like she's a baby. I mean, everything. So of course she has to move back in and be separate and separate herself and have her own room again. Same stuff, different house. And yes, her ex-girlfriend is still on the phone every day with April, sitting right there. She does not care. Well, none of them care about nothing they had going on. It was already too much going on, but they're all here for it. But now Study is being mean to her ex instead of them being how they was. Maybe it's because she didn't get her out, but April did. So maybe she feels she owes her a relationship now since she was the one who got her out. So April uses that and reminds her every time they argue, like, I could have left you in there. And she says, you could have, but you didn't. So stop bringing it up. If you love me, and it's crazy to bring up anyway, who wants to be reminded of that? But then again, who wants to argue all day? I don't, because that would drive me crazy every day. But anyway, so now it's time to go to Texas again. This time, Studiana wants to go. This time, we are going to look for a house. So she wants to go to see what her room is going to look like. Like April wanted to move to Houston because her fan base was 95% Houston, 5% Cali. So why not leave and see what it's like? She had no family in Cali, so why stay? So she wanted to move. It's like we had no choice, regardless of our family still being there. But it's okay. It gives us more options for content because Texas is so big. So it's like we should do crazy videos and knew the car scene was big out there. So why not? Let's give it a try. So we plan the trip and fly out, and we stay with a friend when we get there because they offered a nice home, picked us up from the airport, and all great hospitality. Cool people. So now it's time to look at houses. We said we will stay for 1 month. If we find something, we do. If we don't, we don't. So 29 days go by. We find something the last day that was just right and in the right neighborhood. So now they're in Texas. Let me see what y'all saying over here. May wants to be a cult leader so bad. She's like the female version of Nature Boy. She wants to act like she's changed, but she's miserable but chosen. Can't wait to have other people involved in the bedroom. You mean Whitney now? All right, let's move on since y'all still here. Chapter 22. We get the keys. Now it's time to move from California. So we leave Texas, fly back to California, go pack up the house, and get the cars and say, or see you later, everyone. This is where she talks about Tati getting the house and all that stuff. All right, here we go. So that happens. Now we're on the road. I drive the Scat Pack. April rides with Adiana. We get to Texas, move everything in. April leaves the house in California to her daughter and her girlfriend to see how she can handle it on her own. Hold on a second. Pause. Hold, please. Hold, please. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Oh, yeah. The dogs all over the house. Okay. All right. So we give the house to the daughter and her girlfriend to see how she can handle it on her own. Yeah, that lasted for a short time. So we are in Texas now, living good. It's really nice neighborhood, no crime, no problems. Well, April and Steady still arguing all the time, I guess it would be, about me and why I don't treat her as I would anyone else we have been with. I would ask her, like, are you going to change for me? Wear a thong, let your hair down, take the collared shirt off, put some leggings on, dress like a woman. She couldn't do that. She couldn't do it. Never. And I wasn't going to force her. That's not who I am. It don't even matter, but it was just weird all the time. We got the same outfit on, kissing, or you want to take a picture sagging with the hat on, like just let it go. It's okay, LOL. Of course, she finds the one that still squeaks. Just let it go. It's okay. But all honesty, she was feminine for me on cam, off cam, it didn't matter. And she didn't play about her man. Even with April, she would tell her, that's my man with his fine ass. And April would say, girl, that's my husband. What are you talking about? LOL in the middle of the argument. I always stayed out of it, but stayed right there to make sure they wouldn't fight. But the most they did was argue every day. It would make me upset because if y'all got to argue, y'all don't need each other. Why keep on keeping on with the same stuff? Which is why I finally think April seen for herself she was getting tired of the disrespect from her. So she say, but didn't really do too much about it. So she continued to do it. Eventually, it was time to get out and see what's up. We was invited out a lot. Went to a lot of different restaurants and events where everyone knew who we were, and it was nice. Of course, someone was always trying to get a girlfriend. So, first BBW strip club I'd ever been to. They flocked like birds on seeds. There was this one that she liked more than the others. She invites her for a night of fun. After, she wants to be in a relationship with us, which I'm assuming this is Sunshine. After, she wants to be in a relationship with us. But Study says, nah, we not doing that. I'm like, she don't run nothing, but I guess she did. I didn't care though. I didn't even be thinking about it like that. Polly, that is a little play date, or PPA as April calls it, What is that, you might ask? Oh, it's a planned pussy appointment. I guess you plan it out, do it, done. Simple. But everyone wants to be in a relationship just for them to fail over and over. Why? I don't. I don't know. I always thought because they wanted me more than her, but she wanted them more than me. She would tell me all the time, "You married a lesbian. Sorry. Oh well." I would say, "I'm a lesbian too, just not a whore. LOL." But I was in my mind and I would look for attention on Snap. Everybody had their booty out. Well, I didn't see a problem with it since she was up her girlfriend's ass all the time. Why can't I look at some better than having a girlfriend to myself in a separate room and going back to my wife when I'm done hunching, who is in the room alone? Sounds crazy, yeah? I know, like, why would you come back in here and ask for some sex like you wasn't getting plastic all night? I don't want it. Go back to your girlfriend smelling like plastic and cigarettes and some other stuff I can't think of right now. But it was annoying and was giving fake as fuck. Then after, she will sleep for the whole day. Like, where the fuck is breakfast? LOL. But being the nice guy, I would wait every day from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. waiting for breakfast because she had to go live getting ready for 4 hours, or just want to lay and do nothing until about that time, or wait on study. She's never ready either. I would just go grab some donuts to hold us over after I drop kiddo off at school because I know how the morning's going to go. So I get on live for 2 hours trying to kill some time, chop it up with y'all for a little while see what y'all got going on. Everyone asked what was for breakfast, and I'm like, nothing. April wanted to try new restaurants often, which was cool, but she wasn't getting the content she should have, so it was pointless. Ooh, that's a little dig. I know she felt that dig. Food was going good though. Food was good though. Study and I are on okay terms. We smoke outside, waiting on food to get ready. She often tells me she loved me and that she did care about me. She just didn't know how to show it for real because she never had a man. I accepted it and moved on. Things were getting better now. April wants a new girlfriend or two, so this couple invites us to a party. Two wives. So we go, nice little event. They were cool, so we invite them over to hang out. They hang out for a while, get to know each other. They want to join us. We say sure. They say okay and left. Called 10 minutes later, like, we might as well get it cracking. I said, what? Already? Oh, well, I guess I know what it's about to happen. So when we did it and they came back a couple times, we went to their place a couple times. But of course, it didn't last long. Don't know the reason, but who cares? Not me. So now it's back to us three. I don't know why that wasn't enough for April. She still tried to get as many women as possible, but they just wasn't with it for real. Plus, it's always drama on live, and who wants to be involved in that? Then play like it isn't anything going on. That's crazy. Chapter 23, trip to California. We have to go save the daughter. So this is when they go to California to save Tati and Brandy. Now you have to remember when they first went out, or whenever they first left Texas, they left her son there with Tati's little brother, Jaden. They left the son there because he was a senior in high school and he didn't want to move to Texas because he wanted to finish out school in California where he had been going to school. So instead of Maybay saying, you know what, you're my son and you went to school out here probably your whole life, and I'm going to let you finish your senior year and then we can move to Texas. Instead, Maybay goes, no, I'm going to move to Texas because that's where the opportunities are. You're going to stay out here and go to your senior year with your sister who's 8 years older than you. That's what she did. Well, he ended up coming to Texas and having to finish his senior year because shit went down. And that's when allegedly him and Tati fell out. But anyway, so we have to go to California to save the daughter. We left her in the house in California, and after a couple months, she let the house go to crap. Literally, crap on the floor. The dogs had their own room, holes in the wall. Why weren't the dogs with her? Maybe they were their Tati's dogs or something. I don't know. She let the house go to crap, literally crap on the floor. The dogs had their own room, holes in the wall, backyard full of trash. garage full of trash. Just too much going on. Went to visit and I didn't want to sleep there at all. But they couldn't do what was needed, so it had to be shut the fuck down immediately. So we packed their stuff up and I had it all cleaned up and we got on the road back to Houston and moved them in with us. They get their own room, so now it's time to grow and be happy and live their life. Well, her girlfriend at the time used to have a girlfriend. Here comes the Trey stuff. Here comes the Trey stuff. Let me get a drink. Let me get a drink, y'all. Were the kiddos there, Cat's kids or not? The kids that he's talking about in California were just Tati, Brandy, and before they went and rescued Tati, the son had already came to Texas. I don't think the son was there very long at all with Tati and Brandy. So the son went before Tati did. Yes, I had to hydrate. My bad. All right, all right, all right. So here we go. Here's where Trey comes in. Okay. Well, her girlfriend at the time, Brandy, used to have a girlfriend and she wanted to come visit them. So she does and chill with them as a girlfriend. But all honesty, they was treating her nice. Then they had a night, I guess, and everything went crazy. They would argue all day and the girl would come down the stairs and sleep on the couch by herself in her feelings. And they would come down, they would make food for them and leave her on the couch hungry. I would have went home, honestly, but she stuck it out. They fixed it, but only for so long because it was just too toxic. Because inner feelings between the other two from the past. So back to the couch she goes. So one night we go to this party. April and I and somehow their girlfriend was invited since she was on the couch. So she gets ready. I drive. We get to the party. April says her back hurts. The girl says, I'll rub it, which she does. I don't know the movements, but it looked like a hunch while rubbing. I paid no mind. None of my business, really. So they was done with that. So we go in the party. It's packed full of people. So you know me, I'm ready to smoke one. Can only smoke in the garage, which is small and also packed. So April can't breathe, remember? So she goes outside and the girlfriend goes with her. Tati and Brandy's girlfriend, Trey. I sit and chill. 40 minutes later, I slide outside and boom, they're kissing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Still, none of my business. April does what she wants when she wants. Because if you have ever heard, maybe talk about Polly, maybe always says, as long as everybody agrees, everybody consents, everybody in the relationship is known about everything, it's not cheating. But that was cheating because nobody knew about that shit. Anyway, April does what she wants when she wants. So I'm ready to go now. We drive. We get there. The other two were at home, not even knowing she was gone or downstairs waiting. For whatever reason, not knowing the girl had already told the situation to her first girlfriend, Brandy, April says, we gonna stick to nothing happened. And she says, I ain't gonna say nothing. I got you. They walk in our bedroom and the little one says, which the little one would be Brandy, says, you kissed my mom. Or maybe the little one, he's talking about Tati. I don't know. But it's one of them. Says, you kissed my mom. Because if you remember, Brandy called maybe mom back then. You kissed my mom. She says, yep, boom. They going at it. The other one jumps in. Boom, to the eye. The mama / girlfriend breaks it up and tells her daughter to get out and tells their girlfriend to stay in the room, which she doesn't. As they are leaving, the daughter runs in the garage, gives homegirl a clean one to the eye. It got low fast. But she was all right. She didn't hit back because she just started a new relationship now with her mom. So she shook it off, relaxed. I smoked with her, relaxed her a little bit, but she was still angry. So April held her. I went about my business, watched a movie. and was just thinking was crazy. Was just thinking that was crazy. They go upstairs to Study's room, study Anna, and chill with her. I guess they got horny or whatever. I wake up and they're saying that the three of them did the nasty. So if you remember, Maybay used this once this story all came out. Maybay, of course, used this and kept saying, well, Chosen was the first one with her. It wasn't me. Chosen was the first one that, took her down. So now Ivan's saying that basically Maybay cheated on them, kissed this girl at a party that was, Tati and Brandy's girlfriend. And then they went up to Chosen's room and Chosen, laid it down, laid it on her. So it makes sense though. Why? At least to me it does. All right, let's see. That's crazy. I wake up them saying they did the nasty. I'm like, what? Okay, that's cool, I guess. Then she says, yeah, she's going to be our new girlfriend. I'm like, okay, whatever, I guess. She cool, and getting to know her, she was. She's cool, and getting to know her, she was. We started to talk, grow a little one. What? We started to talk, grow a little one. April's daughter says she needs to come get her stuff. Study says, okay, cool. I'm about to beat her girlfriend up. She talks too much crap on the internet for her, I guess. They had their own beef going on as studs. So when they came, before they pulled off, they rolled up the street, turned around. Study was outside talking tough. April's daughter hops out. Study says, okay, you can get it first. And before she could run up, she sprayed her with mace. See, that's when Chosen got sprayed with mace. And remember, Chosen sprayed Brandy back. And at the time, Brandy was pregnant but wasn't telling anybody. Yeah, that was that time. So she sprayed her with mace, put it back in her pocket, and drove off. I didn't see it, but that's what I was told. I missed it by the second, just by the hair of my chinny chin chin. The new girlfriend comes out the room and says, that's why I didn't go out there. She said she already knew how they were coming. So she poured milk and all that stuff to make it stop burning. Next day, we continue like nothing happened. I go live smoking my CBD, which I laugh when he says that. But anyway, he says, I go live smoking my CBD, and I'll often smoke with both girlfriends. It's no problem. But when I smoked with girlfriend number 2 alone, it would be in the garage. We would try to wait for Study, but y'all know how she takes her time, and she would get left out sometimes. So it'll just be me and the girlfriend, and we get to talking about little nothings, just getting to know each other. Here comes April on that same shit. What are y'all talking about? Us? Nothing really, just smoking. Here comes April on that same shit. All right, just smoking. So she says, why y'all get quiet when I come in? Deja vu. Here we go all over again. Only got quiet because you started talking. Just come in here, sit in. Just come in here, sit in the smoke and listen. And she does with an attitude. So it kills the vibe. I go to the room. They go upstairs with Study. Eventually, the girlfriend comes down to see what I'm doing. Watching TV. She joins as she was in actual relationship with me as well, like she should. She lays with me under the cover, laying up with me, my hand on her booty. Boom. April comes in, eyeballs on fire, almost chokes on her water and says, come on, get up. We about to clean up. Ain't nobody about to lay up with my husband. Heard that before. Heard that before. She said it with Trey. Now she's saying it again when it comes to Whitney. Like, come on now. And the same, like, your husband tells you to get a girlfriend. Now your wife, you weren't even married to a year, didn't even know the girl. Well, yeah, didn't even know the girl a year. She's telling you to get a girlfriend. Like, take some self-reflection, because something's got to have, if all these people are doing the same shit. But she said last night, everybody liars. So even her daughter, but All right. My husband heard that before. I knew where this was going. So April says, let's go to the mall. So of course I got to drive. So I go Girlfriend and April argues over the dumbest things about where the car was parked or something. So April says, I'm about to buy her ticket and send her back to California. She gets it but cancels it after they talk it out the next morning. She makes breakfast, some stuff April didn't want, so she felt like she made it just for me. So if you guys remember, after Trey left, him and or Ivan and Maybe were on a live, and I still have the video. That's how I remember the live. Ivan and Maybe were on video, and they're talking about PPAs and stuff like that. And Maybe is very passive aggressive. The reason that I can recognize passive aggressive is because I can also be very passive aggressive. And I can say things that will cut somebody and then act like it's a joke. And I know that's a weakness of mine. I mean, I know that's a fault of mine. I'm old enough to know this. But I see it in Maybe because it takes one to know one, right? And Maybe's very passive aggressive and will joke or make jokes about things that that's really how she feels. And when she was on that live, they were talking about PPAs and stuff. And she's like, yeah, well, the women come in and don't even make me nothing. They make breakfast for you, but not me, which to me, that says that bothered you or you wouldn't have made that joke. But that's what he's talking about here. He said that the next morning she made breakfast, some stuff that April didn't want. So April felt like she made it just for Ivan. I didn't know, didn't care, just ate it and went back to my movie. Later that night, April says, I'm sleeping with Study tonight. You and girlfriend can sleep in our bed, but please don't do anything sexual. I'm like, what? What are you about to be doing? Why I can't? But if I did it, it was cheating. So I didn't even cuddle, just went to sleep. Then a couple days later, reversed it and said, Study sleeps with me and girlfriend sleeps with me in Study's room. But didn't say, don't do anything. In fact, she said, please give her some. She really needs it. That's all she talks about in that room. I said, no, I'm cool. But Study did her own stuff, backed that little pancake up, pulled her boxers down, LOL, and lay there and sigh and say, you ain't got to be scared. This is the best you ever have. F me like you F them. I'm like, huh? She said, yeah, stop playing. You know you want this. Who, me? I just want to go to sleep. But I'll give you a little sample, then go to sleep. She leaves to smoke a cigarette, never comes back, LOL. They all sleep up there in the room. I didn't care. So wait, she put Chosen in the room with Ivan? So she had a little girlfriend and she put Chosen in the room with Ivan? Is that what he's saying? Because it says a couple days later reversed it and said Study sleeps with me, meaning Ivan, and girlfriend sleeps with me in Study's room. Wait. But didn't say don't do nothing. In fact, she said, please give her some. She really needs it. That's all she talks about in that room, which would be Chosen's room, right? I said, no, I'm cool. But Study did her own stuff, backed that little pancake up, pulled her boxers down, and laid there and sighed and said, you ain't got to be scared. This is the best you ever had. F me like you F them. So, yeah, he's saying it was Chosen. She said, yeah, stop playing. You know you want this. And he said, I just want to go to sleep, but I'll give you a little sample. And then went to sleep. She leaves to smoke a cigarette, but never came back. So I'm sure she went back up to sleep with Maybe and Trey. Oh, well, who was I, right? A couple weeks go by. April needs to send girlfriend home so she can fix things with the daughter. Because if anybody watched that shit, she was going to send her home, going to send her home, going to send her home. And then Tati ended up getting kicked out of her older brother's place. Her and Brandy got kicked out of her older brother's place. Tati and Maybe were not speaking at the time. They were not on speaking terms. They had already fell out because of the Trey stuff. And whenever Tati got kicked out, then Maybe and her were done. Which, I mean, she did send her home once and then she came back and then sent her home again. But that makes sense. I always wondered about that because the timing was very freaking convenient. Like your daughter needs help, your daughter gets kicked out, all of a sudden the person that was causing this problems is gone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that makes sense. So April needs to send girlfriend home so she can fix things with daughter, but her daughter's girlfriend is not feeling it. She still isn't trying to see eye to eye and wants blood. So that would have been Brandy. LOL, just joking. Or just kidding. She's still angry, but she would get over it soon. Now that old girl is back in Cali. They mama all they got. Okay, so Trey's back in California. They mama all they got. Because if you remember, that's when Maybay and Tati made up. Okay. Let me see if y'all still hanging on in here because I can't see comments when I'm reading. But yeah, so that means that they sent Trey home, and now Tati and they're doing good. Now this is when Tati was before they moved in that apartment. They were trying to find that apartment during this time and all that because at first when she got kicked, I think maybe put her up into a hotel, and then you know. So yeah, that's interesting. He put that in there. Oh my God. How long have I been freaking muted? What the? How long have I been muted? I've been reading and reading and reading. What the fuck? I can't believe I just did that. Oh my God. I am so sorry, y'all. I did not take the mute off. My bad, y'all. I was just reading and reading. Where are we at here? See, when I click it, hold on, guys. Let me get back to it. My bad. I didn't know I had no sound because, like I said, when I'm reading, when I'm on this page reading, I can't see your comments. Soon, I have all the monitors and everything to where I'll be able to have multiple monitors to where I'll be able to see it. Thanks for the text because somebody texted me. Thank you so much for texting me because I can't. I'm literally just reading this page like I'm by myself. All right. So we did Mexico. Let me see. Did Mexico. All right, we were talking about Chosen. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Such a dumbass. That was dumb. All right. I know I talked about that. All right, let me see the comments and see where we're at. Someone needs my address? Who were you talking about? Kelly. We missed Mexico. I'm going to start being chapter 24. Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad. You didn't hear Mexico. Okay, let me do that. All right, we'll go up a little bit. Here we go. Because I've only got till 2:30. We're like 2:45 at the latest. So let me see here. I'll just read straight through and I'll keep my commentary to myself. Okay? All right, chapter 24. Here we go. Let me make sure that we're unmuted. Let me look at, okay, we're unmuted because damn it, I was just going right through it, y'all. I had some good commentary too, and now you missed it. It'll never, ever exist. Anyway, all right. April been wanting surgery for the longest. She finally got the opportunity. It was off to Mexico. Surgery was the next day. They prepped for the procedure. Of course, I was the only one there for her in Mexico for 4 weeks. The real Mexico, over the border, Tijuana, Mexico. I'm like, oh, nah, this is not where I want to be, but I have to be the man for April. Study wasn't doing that. She was a stay-at-home stud. But man, they cut this lady the F open and some more shit. I mean, like it was scary seeing all that meat just sitting on the table. Again, I said like 26 or 27 pounds got cut off. That's a lot. That's way more than the average in the US. I'm scared as fuck that they didn't put her back together the right way. It was like, why not just work out? But whatever. Let's get you back to walking and feeling better. It was crazy. It was so much fluid. I had to wipe front and back and help her out. It took 4 weeks to be able to really feel a little bit better, good enough to fly back home. Just had to throw that in there. While she says I didn't do nothing for her, it's a lot more, but we're going to leave that right there. So now it's April, myself, and Study. If you guys don't know who Study Anna is or Study, we can assume that is Chosen. And all the ladies that wanted to link us or hang with us. Study wasn't with it. And if she didn't want it to happen, April made sure it didn't happen for the satisfaction of her Study. Not thinking that maybe I'd like some company as well. But Study didn't want me to either. I think she was starting to want me for herself, and it was starting to show more and more on and off of the internet. When I tell y'all she was really trying to be my little B word, and I was like, okay, I get you're female. But April, on the other hand, would talk down on her and play her stud card. But she didn't care for me, but she would turn up on her and say, oh, well, B word, you're just mad because he want to do me, LOL. And this is the best coochie he ever had. That's why you don't want him hunching me, April. Defense girl, I don't care. Then would be like, he wants you gone, but that's your man? Yeah, right. Then says, oh, he your man, but you just told me you want me to yourself last night. Then they would go arguing again. So basically, she was pitting them against each other. Whenever they would start to get close, she would say, "Oh, well, that's your man." Hey, Sadie, ma'am. She would say, "Oh, well, that's your man. Well, he wants you gone." And, "Oh, that's your man, but you wanted me to yourself." Like, that's crazy. Anyway, let me go on. Um, they would go arguing now. They're upstairs for hours. So I go live and talk to my fans, see what they're up to. April comes on my live to check the women who are talking to me, then goes back to doing what she was doing. It's like, why would you even come in here making things difficult with people who I'll never see? That's pointless. Let them women flirt like they flirt with you all night and day. What's the issue? It's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. Like, and I get that him being on Snapchat and not telling her is considered cheating and all of that stuff. But like the women in his live, like, damn, at least let him have that shit. But you're up there in a room with your stud and he goes live. You're not going downstairs to talk to him or check on him, but you sure as hell going to check them women in him. I remember those lives. That's wild. Whatever, moving on. April's getting bored with Studiana, and she'd rather start a big fight with her over nothing over and over, blaming it on me, which I did have something to say a lot, but she'd always be like, okay, and just do what I tell her to do. Almost. But she was hard headed as a mother lover, which is why we bumped heads. I had love for her and just wanted the best for her, to be honest. But she didn't want that for herself, in my eyes, which made me upset in my heart because she had a lot she wanted to do and had the mindset to go for it, but didn't have the drive for it. She needed a push to keep her pushing. So she would often talk to someone about whatever she was going through. And that would make April mad because how can you tell a stranger all your business, but not your girlfriend and lover? So that would happen a lot. April grew tired of the constant disrespect from Study and kept threatening to kick her out. Study got tired of getting threats to get kicked out, so she found a friend who lived around the area and started to hang out and go to the beach, have lunch, and I guess a good time, whatever that was. And April acted like she didn't care. Honestly, she was ready for her to go, I believe, so she could start a new relationship. Chapter 25. Let me get a drink. Sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry about the mute. Thank y'all for hanging in there while I was muted. Y'all are the realies. All right, here we go. So let's get next day. We had company, the yachts, which we all know who the yachts are, right? I mean, obviously he's changed the name. Hold on. My plug came undone. Here's your toys, baby. She's like, wait, my toys are over there. Okay. So let's get to the next day. We had company, the yachts, who would come over a couple times a month and hang with us. Really cool people. Well, on this particular day, April and Study had been not speaking to each other. And, you know, I wasn't messing with her like that on and off for the most part. But anyway, on this day, they came over and wanted to know why Study was not hanging out. So one of them go to her room upstairs and check on her. I guess she was not in her right mind, faded off the locos, as she would call it, and she happens to do the worst thing she could have done to me because I was so hurt about this situation. I even blamed the kids for taking it. All this time, 3 years of me searching high and low, telling her about it, and her knowing she had it, just did it for me. So the yacht come down frantic and devastated. She says, quote, I don't know if you guys know, but Studiana has a firearm up there. I'm like, yeah, her little pellet gun she got from Walmart. It's no big deal. It's not real. Everything's okay. She says, no, I'm pretty sure it's real. I say, how you know? She says, it's not the pellet gun. It's a black revolver with long gold bullets. I said, what? She said, yeah, she had it in a safe under her bed, wrapped in a bandana. I said, shiny black? She said, no, it's a matte black with a black handle. I said, that's my shit that's been missing. Reported stolen over 2 years ago. She said the serial numbers were scratched off and everything I say No way, she says. I can show you. Just get her away from the room. Then, boom, she asked me for a ride to the store. I tell April to take her. They go. Me and her and Godmom go to find it. Find the safe and the key under the bed. Open it. Sure enough, it wasn't shit in there. So I checked the other ones. Nothing. She hid it somewhere, not knowing if she can trust Yachty. So now I'm looking around both her rooms. Why did she have two rooms and neither room was with us? But she was in a relationship with us? I'll never know. April's studs run the world and get whatever they wanted. Hell, she wrecked two of April's cars and then was blessed with her own and wrecked that. Not to mention the one in California before we moved and her ex girlfriend's car. She didn't need a car. Anyway, back to the story at hand. I find nothing. So knew I'm tripping, but I definitely believe her because what the fuck? I've been looking for it for forever. So I simply text her and said, "Can you show me what you showed her? Because how come I didn't know you had a gun? I took you to the shooting range. Why you didn't bring your gun? Where you get it from? I just wanted to know." She says, "I don't know what the F you're talking about." So I'm getting upset because this lady not about to lie on you about some shit she had no knowledge of. She says that's why she was sitting there fake smiling in my face to run back and tell my business. I thought more of her. She feared for her safety. Y'all know Stadiana crazy. So she kept denying it. I said, "It's all good. Just don't ask me for nothing. Don't talk to me at all. I have no words for you." I could have went crazy on her and just made her give it to me, but I'm not that person. I'll let God handle it. So instead of her telling me, "Here's your stuff, I'm sorry, I love you," because that's what she should have done, and gave me my shit, she texts me back and says, "Can you get me a U-Haul?" I said, "Nah, I can't get you nothing. Definitely not in my name." So, mind you, her and April was still not seeing eye to eye, but she would still take her, to help out. They argued the whole way there, but not about my gun being stolen. She was angry about the other girl that she left with that one day. You remember, Maybay posted a picture of Chosen getting into like a truck with a lady when they were like breaking up and stuff. So they are arguing. Study says, "B word, I'll end your whole life." So April, being in fear of her life, she tells her, "Get out," and leaves her at the U-Haul place. If you guys remember, Maybay did a live at Brandy and Tati's house where she was crying hysterically, saying that she was in fear for her life. And that's why, because of that, of what Stadiana allegedly said to her. So she left her at the U-Haul place, hoping she didn't get a U-Haul. But she always finds a way and got her a U-Haul and was back at the house before April and just started packing her stuff up. Took her 10 hours. Y'all remember, I sat right there as she went up and down 5 hours on live. Then I had a phone call, got back on live for 5 more hours to go. She took her time, as she should. She had the nerve to even ask me for help, like I was going to say yes. Oh, before she even start packing the U-Haul, she has someone pull up. She puts the safe along with two bags into the lady's truck. The lady sped off. I'm guessing that was the firearm. So back to sitting while she packs her stuff. She's walking back and forth on the phone. Damn, I got to breathe. Talking like I'm supposed to care, saying, "And this motherfucker just sitting here won't help me. He's just chilling, smoking on live." I'm like, "Yep, you right. I'm not helping you with nothing." So after the 10 hours, she drives off into the night with nowhere to go. Oh, yeah. Who was the lady in the truck? I guess that's where she went because she was good for a couple of days. And then April gets a message, "Come get your girl. She's annoying. She stole from me," and some more stuff. I said, "Nah, can't help her." But April says I have to. She has nobody else. I said, "Oh, well, you go help her. Don't bring that shit back over here." Now, this is the time when Ivan had put his foot down after that and was not communicating with Chosen, none of that shit. But Maybay still was. Even after she cried, said that she was fearing for her life and all that. You deal with it. If you bring her back, I'm leaving. So she goes and gets her a hotel for a month and paid for it. How dumb, right? So that's the hotel where they did the lives in the bathtub with the bubbles and all that shit. That's those lives. And they danced all night and all this. And her husband's at home telling her, like, dude, this chick, we just found out the chick stole from us. And now you're over there in the hotel after she packed up and left us. What the, like, what? All right. She gets her hotel room for a month and paid for it. How dumb, right? So, of course, she says, I'm going to go stay with her there for like a week to make sure she's good and got food. Now, I have videos to back all this up, at least this part. To make sure she's good and got food. Any excuse to stay away from me and back up understudy. Since she's not with her new ex-girlfriend no more. She wanted her back. Even knowing she stole from us. Yes, us. I bought April a $2,500 charm. She took it off in her room and never seen it again. When she woke up, but 3 months later, I'm minding my business at the pawn shop looking for a deal and I see the charm. No question that it was it. I asked them, they knew who it was, knowing she came in there with me before and tells me exactly when she came months back and how much she got. I told April. She said, I figured that and let it go and stayed with her. I would have dropped her then, but she didn't care again. Now, as she didn't now. She didn't care then. She didn't care again now as she didn't then, is what I'm sure it's supposed to say. She stayed in that room with her until she disrespected her on live with over 2,000 views. So she got up and walked off and never looked back. Finally, that was the end of Studiana for April. Yes, I remember that live. Chapter 26. That's when Chosen had the U-Haul. Skirt, skirt. All right. Well, looky here. It's back to April and I for like a week. A week. That's crazy. Well, looky here. It's back to April and I for like a week. Then out of nowhere, she finds a new girlfriend. Of course, a stud. Just for her again. I didn't even know about it until the day before she picks her up from the airport. I'm like, okay, it's your world. You do what you want anyways. She let me know that she's for sure not there for me. A real stud. Touch me not. Whatever the fuck that means. I don't care. April says, I don't care, April. So she picks her up. They go eat, then come home. The girl walks in. Hello, I'm Kaka. Extends her hand for a handshake, shows acknowledgement of her new girlfriend's husband, and that's it. That's all. I was okay with that, I guess, but thinking she was going to be weird to me. She actually wasn't. She was more cool than I thought she wanted. She wanted to watch movies with me and have a shot while I smoked. That was cool. We played pool. Was like having a little homegirl from my neighborhood. She was from LA as well, on the other side from where we was from. But it's all good. So we was cool. April would stay upstairs with her at night. Hey, Sadie. No, man. Hold on. April would stay upstairs with her at nighttime. They would go out as a couple. I wouldn't want to go because I wasn't really in the relationship with them at all. So why go? I'll be okay in my room. Y'all have a great time. Oh, that toy is annoying. Anyway, Sadie, stop. In my room. Y'all have a great time when they come back. April's ready to get in their bed upstairs. Kai wants to hang out. No, let's switch. Switch me. Switch me that toy for this one. Thank you. All right. April's ready to get in their bed upstairs. Kai wants to hang out, have a shot or two with me, and chill. So this was a short relationship. I guess she came. Now, this part, I had heard a little bit about it, but hearing it from Ivan, I was like, oh, shit. I guess she came to get info. She wasn't really into April like that. I guess her ex-girlfriend sent April messages of them talking about using April and that they were still in a relationship and she would be leaving soon. All I could do was laugh, to be honest, because what the fuck, LOL. So April said, let me help you get out of here, and got her a ticket back home one day while I was at work at the jewelry store. So I didn't even get to say goodbye, or I didn't even get that goodbye handshake, LOL. But whatever, God bless and goodbye. Finally, I got my wife back. right? Buzzer sound wrong. Chapter 27. All right, hang on one second. Let me check this. Hang on one second. Yes, that was not Whitney. That was KK. That was KK. That's when Ave was vaping, and that was KK. That's when Casey came while KK was there. And remember that they tried, like, nobody knew that KK was leaving, and they ended up getting her a plane ticket, and like somebody was talking in the background, and we found out that KK and Casey were leaving the same day. If y'all remember that. But yeah. All right, let me get back. Let me get back over here. All right. Now I'm sure y'all are finally like, they're going to just do them and be happy. And be a happy monogamous married couple. Nope. April has been talking to this new stud named Bentley. This new stud named Bentley, who stayed in Michigan. I've seen her talking to her before when she had her other stud, so I'm not thinking anything of it. But then it went from text to calls, from calls to FaceTime, from daytime to overnight, from a couple minutes to a couple hours, from a couple hours to overnight, from overnight to the house. What? I know, right? Let's back up. So she would text this person all night, telling her whatever she felt comfortable telling her and not knowing her intentions. She used everything for her advantage. Eventually, she started calling and having conversations. April would sometimes show me on the phone and she would make a stank face and look away. Then she would say, I called for you. Why am I looking at this man? Can you get me off the phone with him? I'm like, dang, what I do not, hold on. What I did not know, April's over there bad mouthing me to her and downplaying me as a man. Basically, whatever she needed to get under my skin when it was time. So I didn't have an issue. I'm thinking everything will be fine, but it wasn't for real. They played the fuck. They played the fuck out of me. Even if not, why would you let someone you know is coming to cause problems in your marriage? I would never. She even asked how I would feel about them getting married. Me thinking that she's just messing around, playing, she says the stud wants to get married before she died. It's all she's wanted to do all these years, but it never happened. I'm like, okay, if there's any law to where y'all can get married for like 2 days or something, that's cool, LOL. I guess they ran with that shit. When I tell you they stayed on FaceTime all day and night, not caring if I was asleep or not. But I guess that was the best time because I couldn't hear a thing. But she definitely disrespected me the whole combo. Then I wake up 6 a.m., take my son to school. She wants to go to sleep. Girl, get up and take him to school. But she finally would be tired only because the stud had to go to work. I guess so. That's when she got tired and would fall asleep by the time I got back from dropping him off, which I did his whole middle school and high school days so she could sleep peacefully. I never had an issue. Who wants to ride with their mom? I made the ride fun and gave his friends rides, so it made him cooler. Back to what I was saying. By the time I get home, she's already back on the phone because the stud can't do nothing without her listening in. It was giving controlled, obsessed, and delusional before they even met. So 3 months go by of them talking and texting every moment of the day. It was time to send for her. It was time to send for her. April gets her ticket and she's on her way. Well, if she was such a boss bitch, why didn't she get her own ticket? Whitney said, hell no, I'm trolling your ass and you're buying my ticket. Whitney ain't playing. She said, bitch, you buying my ticket if you want me down there, because I ain't. And Whitney had a job. So anyway, back to this. April gets her ticket and she's on her way. April shows her excitement, smiling all day, anxious like they was already together, which they were. They'd already said they were together before she met her. So they were together. She said she wanted to see what she can do for her since she was in the Army, just got a $4,000 settlement, and she's doing big things. I had forgot about the Army part. Okay. I remember the 455, maybe I always said 500,000, but it was supposed to be like she got it for gambling or some shit. I don't remember it being a settlement. I had forgot about the Army thing. Got a $400,000 settlement, and she's doing big things. She can do something with that. She's not a bum B word. So maybe this will be the one. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. So she's at the airport now. April goes and gets her from the airport. Of course, she goes by herself, which I had no problem with. They go eat, of course, and go live and show the world her new stud. It's a car meet. So me and my son slide out, go make some videos for YouTube. But when we got back, it was like, what for? Where's my wife anyway? You guessed it. Upstairs in that room with the new stud, Kiki. Ha ha, is all I heard. It's about 9 p.m. I go to my/our room and chill, watch TV. Next thing you know, it's about 12 a.m. and still not a peep from them. No text, nothing. So I'm like, I guess I'll go to sleep and see what tomorrow brings. I wake up alone, nobody in my bed. I laugh in my head, LOL. So I shower, go live. It's about 2 p.m. now and still haven't seen April. I'm live, we're talking. They asked me, how's the new girlfriend? What do you think of her? Have you met Bentley? I said, no, I haven't. They're still asleep. 2 minutes later, so you know she was on that damn live. 2 minutes later, April opens the door and says, do you want to meet her? Because you know, Bentley, aka Whitney, wasn't about to meet him. She didn't want no part in that. Whitney came for Maybe. Whitney did not come for nothing else. So I'm sure Whitney was telling her, like, I don't want to meet him. Shit. But anyway, I'm like, I guess. So for sure, she has to force her to come to the door and say, what's up? With a stank face and walk off. I'm like, what's up? Okay, cool. Nice to meet you. Never said nothing else to the girl, but she had some things to say about me already. And I didn't like, because I didn't know why the hatred was to me. Because I have said nothing to the girl. But I guess she had her reasons because of whatever was said. Hey, ma'am. Hold on, guys. No, ma'am. Why are you doing it? You are the worst. She does not do this, like, unless she's like a toddler. I swear. She knows I'm busy. Okay. I didn't know why the hatred was to me because I have said nothing to the girl, but I guess she had her reasons because of whatever was said and texted over those months. But it's whatever. I go on about my day as they do theirs and leave for the day and go out to eat and whatever. Me and my daughter go look for cars at a lot for my new baby. No luck that day. But as we're out, April and her new girl were on live and I can hear her talking smack about me. Then she gets on by herself and tells the people to take him off our hands. Somebody please take this man off our hands. And yes, she did say that, but I didn't think she was by herself. I think she was sitting there with Maybay. But I definitely have that video. But yeah, she said, please, somebody come take this man. Because, you know, there was always like thirsty women in the comments. But anyway. So we can be happy. April says nothing. I said, wow. A couple of other things was said as well. Y'all seen it. And if y'all didn't, go look on Feminine and Fierce 2.0's page and it's all there. See, everything I'm saying to be facts. Type in Ivan Edwards or the Edwards Empire and everything should pop up. Or you can type in Maybay Life or, you know, Ivan and Maybay. It'll pop up. Feminine and Fierce 2.0. Everything should pop up. So I just act like I didn't see it. But all my followers made sure I seen everything. So I'm thinking in my head, why hasn't April checked her? She stayed quiet and tucked her tail. That's when I seen her crown fall off her head. But I kept cool. The next day I wake up to some food sitting on my dresser at 7 a.m., which I told y'all, we don't eat that early because she didn't want to get up until 2/4 p.m. So all of a sudden you want to make breakfast in bed for your new stud and bring me the scrap plate of breakfast and sit it on the dresser and not even wake me up. But they are in the kitchen being loud as a football game in there. So of course I wake up and text her and tell her to be quiet. so I can go to sleep. They go upstairs. I fall back asleep. 3 hours later, I wake up, go live, and wake and bake with my people. They ask if I got some breakfast, and I said, "Oh, yeah, it's cold now," and threw it away. And that was when all hell broke loose. The internet can be messy sometimes. They went back and told April, and her stud Bentley was upset and called me a BI on live with 1.9 thousand or 1.9K people watching. And again, April says nothing. So I'm highly upset with April now. So I text her and tell her, I don't think I'm going to be around if she continues to be here. I don't know if I can be here because you let her disrespect me. It's going to continue to happen. I can't have that, she says. So when you leaving? Wait. It's going to continue to happen. I don't know if I can be here because you let her disrespect me, and it's going to continue to happen, and I can't have that. She says, "So when you leaving?" Wow. I said, "That's crazy," and don't respond. So we leave the car lot. They got blessed with the SUV that got taken a week later. They needed. So we get back to the house, and I try to walk in the garage to get my little smoke and a shot of Henny. On the way in, April stops me and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Huh?" She said, "What are you doing? You said you were done. Ain't no coming back from that." I say, "Okay, you want me to leave?" She said, "I just don't want no problems with this girl." I say, "Wow, nobody thinking about her. I just want to smoke and take a shot with the kids for their accomplishment." Because they just got a brand new SUV, which she never even looked at and said congratulations or anything, just was trying to push me out. So I go in the room, get my jar and my bottle, and sit it down. Here comes the new study downstairs and mumbling and stuff under her breath. And her daughter is asking her why she even has to say anything regarding me. So they argue. She's hollering. The baby is right there. So the daughter is really upset. They're neck to neck. April steps in and tells her daughter to leave. Get out and get that baby out of here. So she says, "Of course, you'd pick a B word over your child again." And they argued. I told her, "Just leave before y'all get too crazy. I'll grab my stuff and be over there later." So she starts her car, gets in, but her wife is messy. She stands outside hoping someone says something to her. I'm grabbing my stuff, putting in my car, trying to leave peacefully. She's still trying to argue, talking about, "I'll take a shot with you after your wife gets out the car and apologizes to me," like she was somebody. So I grabbed the shot glass and threw it on the floor, told them to leave, please, before it got crazy. So I go to walk back in the door. She puts her arm up and blocks me from walking in. I said, "Excuse me." And she says, "No, because I was talking to her. You told her to leave. Now I'm talking to you." I said, "Watch out," and popped her arm off me with my chest and walked through. She started calling me names and bucking up at me. What does April do? Grab her and tell me to leave because she's a female. I buck back up, of course. I'm not going to hit her/him, but I'm not going to show fear either. She said, "Where was that energy for with the other study?" I didn't have to do that. She knew me all those years. It's only been 2 days. I don't know this motherfucker. You feel me? I should have smacked him just because, LOL. But that's not me. But I might have been that man that day. Luckily, my son came and grabbed me and told me he would just bring all my stuff over there and just go ahead and go. So I said, "Okay, I'm gone." And I started crying. April says, "You don't love me or you wouldn't be leaving." I said, "If you love me, you would send this demon back to where she came from." She says, "No, you could leave." So I do, crying, tears flowing for real. Haven't cried in so long. I had to pull over at the gas station till I stopped crying and was able to drive. I go to their house and go live and cry some more and go to sleep. He went to Tati and Brandy's house, their apartment they had. So I go to sleep. In the morning, I go back live. I watch these lives too. I go back live telling my story. My live gets cut off. So I started over. Again, it gets cut off. So it could have only been April. Because if you have an admin on your page, they can stop your live. If you're going live from Facebook, they can stop it and delete it and all that. So I make a post and said, hey, I need a new page. She deletes my post. I'm like, come on now. Then 2 seconds later, she walks up. I'm in the backyard. She says, if I stop Polly, would you come back? I said, no. She said, if I gave up women completely, would you come back? I said, no. She said, there's nothing I can do. I said, is that girl still at the house? She said, yes. I said, well, that's who you want because it wouldn't have been me. If I had a lady who was only there for me and tripped on my wife, I would have told that girl to pack her stuff, back up, and get the F out. You're not going to disrespect my wife like that. Sorry, not sorry. But that's just me. So she thinks about it and says, you sure this hat you want to, are you sure this is what you want to do? I said, I got to let you spread your wings and fly and be happy. She says, okay, make yourself cry, and walks off. I don't look. Keep my head straight so I don't look at her and change my mind. It's time to live for me. So I go to the office where the girls stay. They said I can move in on the 16th of May. But some people came looking around being nosy. So I went back, asked for emergency move in if that's at all possible. So she said, I'll call you back if it can happen. She calls me back, says if my credit is good, I have the money, I can move in on the 1st, which was the next day. I had the money, so I moved in to my first apartment. For my first time being alone, my first time doing my own thing. It's going to be crazy, but I'll handle it. God got me. Chapter 28. I only have like 5 minutes. Trying to find myself in a bottle and strippers. We were invited to this event, but now it's just me. But I still want to go. I don't like to be a no-show. I will pop up whenever I'm invited. So yes, invite me out. Hit me up. You know the vibes. So I go to this event and have a good time chilling, throwing dollars for a little bit. Then I leave. Next day, I go to the buddy's house to chill. I end up seeing one of the ladies from the past and looked like she was expecting me. Set up, question mark? Right. She was fresh out the shower and stuff. So whatever we smoke, I'm about to get back to my place for my furniture being dropped off, and she wants to come. I'm like, I don't know, but why not? Who do I have at home? Nobody. Why not? Let's go grab her bag. We slide, chill at the house, smoke, do some random things. We've been hanging out for a week on and off. I started to tell the girl in my car club about the situation, about me leaving and getting my own place. I was about to go home. She said, can she come? I said, why not? We got a room already after I left the house, so you can come to my house instead of paying for a room. She came over a couple times. Then I got a call out of nowhere. This lady says she wants to meet me and hang out and stuff. I said, sure, why not? Come from Dallas. We can chill. Now I need my hair done. So I make a post and say, who can do my hair? I get a message saying, I can do your hair. I don't know if you remember me, but we talked once before on Snapchat. I say, not really, but yeah. She says, can you come to my house or I can go to yours? I know you like to smoke and I have children. So I said, okay, cool. Come through. She does, nervously doing my hair. We smoke and that's it. Not too many words at all. The next day or two, I get a message saying you should let me come cook for you in my lingerie for Father's Day. Her knowing Father's Day was 2 weeks away. So that has to be Dimples. So I say, sure, come over. She does cook and feed my mind, body, and soul. Comes back the next day, and this time I don't want to eat food. I want to eat something else. And it was good and had a great smell. Anyway, so I licked that plate clean next day. I chill with my girl from the car club. That was the one that said she had got pregnant that I did an interview with in the daytime, and girl from strip club, which would be sunshine at night time. Next day, I chill with the girl from Dallas. She tells me she's pregnant. What? She shows the test. I'm like, nah, no way. My shit don't even work. I don't think I can have none. She goes back to Dallas. So basically, I've been wilding out, but I don't care. I've been locked the fuck up basically in a cell with a guard who gave me 20 minutes in the yard, then back in a cell. Y'all get it? So yeah, I cut up for a minute. Now it's Father's Day. I'm chilling. 6 p.m. comes. I go outside with the guys. And as soon as I pull up and get out, the cops pull in the lot behind my car, tell me to get out, get back in the car and roll my windows down. I do. He walks up, opens my door and grabs me, puts me in cuffs, asked me why I was driving like that. I said, like what? He said, I did a donut and a burnout. I said, you got the wrong guy. He says, okay, and put me in the back of the car. Everyone is around calling him names and asking why I'm in the car. He says nothing. Then he walks back to the car after searching my Hellcat for drugs, I guess. I say, I have a firearm. He says, where? backseat of the passenger, pocket, 2-door. He couldn't see it. He had to move the seat to get it out of the pocket. He walks with it cocked open and sits it on the seat and closes the door. 20 minutes later, a tow truck comes. I'm thinking, why tow my car? He walks back up and says, can you tell me something? It says you're going something. He says you're going to jail. I say, why? He said, UCW, unlawful carry of a weapon, bro. I said, that's what? He said, unlawful carry of a weapon. I said, how? I wasn't even carrying it. He said, you had it in plain sight. I said, how you had to look for it? He said, you have to have it in a holster. I said, well, damn. That sounds like a warning to me, like you can let me go. The DA already picked up the charge, but they didn't answer the phone. I'm watching him call over and over, so now they tow my car away and take me around the corner and search my car again. I gotta go in a second. For drugs, he cut my seat and carpet looking for stuff. Stupid ass never looked where the blunts was. I had a little bleezy rolled up, tucked somewhere, but he was looking for drugs because of my jewelry. I believed he profiled me, and I assumed I was a dealer or something. I said, can you get all my stuff out? He does and takes me to jail. My first time at 30 years old for nothing. So I'm upset, but it's whatever. I guess there isn't anything I could do. So we get there. He puts me in the system and says, oh, you have a LTC. I said, yeah. Oh, that's a license to carry a handgun, he says. Oh, okay. And continues to book me, ask me if I'm in a gang. I said, no. They take my cash, put it on a card and my jewelry in a bag. So I'm really thinking I didn't even do anything. What the fuck? So I go back. It's 60 motherfuckers in there, all races, all sizes, whatever they said. I can use the phone. So I'm on the phone making calls. Like, who can come get me? No, I did not call April at all. Get that out of your head. I called the girl from the car club. She said, oh, I just pulled up when they were taking you. I wanted to tell you something. I said, what? She said, you're pregnant. She said, yes, I am. That's not what I was going to tell you, but yeah, I am. I said, it's mine. She said, yes, you're the only one I've been with. I said, okay, cool. I'm excited. She says, but I can't stay on the phone. Call me when you get out. Click. And I got to go. I know it's only one chapter, but I will come back. I'm sorry. I really got to go. Like, I have to go. So one chapter, I'll be back in like 45 minutes, 30 minutes at the latest. 30 minutes at the late. Let me see how much I can read. All right. Let me see how much I can read in like 5 minutes. All right. Chapter 29. I call my stylist. You know, we cool and shit. So I'm like, whoop, whoop. She like hit me. Whoop, whoop. I guess good thing. Sorry about that. She like hit me when you get out. So I'm like, damn, nobody got me. I hit the home girl. She stays on the phone, chopping it up. I call stylist back. She's, your bond is $100. I'm going to come get you. I'm like, cool. So then I call back in the 5 minutes. So the stylist would be Dimples. I call the stylist back. She's like, your bond is $100. I'm going to come get you. I'm like, cool. Then I call back in like 5 minutes to see what they said. She said, there's no bond. They're holding me. I said, why? She said, it's multiple felonies on your name. I said, what? Who, me? There's no way. So now I can't get bailed out. They call me hours later and ask for my social and tell me that I'm a felon from Maryland named Isaiah Edwards, 6'2", born in 91. I said, oh, yeah, y'all need to fix this. My name's Ivan Edwards from Los Angeles, 5'7", born in 92. By the way, I did not know he was only 5'7". 5'7", born in 92. Yeah, y'all messed up. He said, well, if they don't fix it, you'll be called to another window. So I don't know what to tell you. So I start seeing everyone leaving, getting bailed out. And I'm like, when can I go? I go to this other window talking to the lady. I ask her about what they was telling me. She makes a call and tells me, go back out there. She gonna come back out and see her, walk up to her. It's been 4 hours. Here she comes and tells me she fixed everything. It'll be fine and I'll get free bond. Just wait 4 more hours until the court opens up. I said, okay. Go to the court. The judge admits there's mistakes on the felony part and tells me I can leave in the next couple minutes. Well, that turned into a couple more hours, but still was able to use the phone. So I told my stylist, aka Dimples, I was about to get out, in my opinion. She said, I'm outside with 2 rolled up. I said, STFU, for real? They opened that door. She was right there. I hopped in and got the fuck on. I went and got my car and went back there next Sunday. Got put over again. I said, it got to be this Hellcat. So I sold it. I went and got a Camaro. Now I'm taking a trip to Cali. I was scared. Got the fuck on. I messed around out there like a week. My stylist dropped me off and picked me up from the airport. I got back and got a massage. A little while later, I'm pregnant. I'm like, another one? Fuck it. Let's go. We finally getting somewhere in life. I'm about to have a litter. All it took was for me to leave the one I've been trying with all my life. That's crazy. I think she was pushing the stuff out so we couldn't have one. Well, I know back in the day, but was still doing it after we were married. So I think she never wanted a baby with me, which was fine because look how things ended up. Now that I'm out of jail, I'm ready to get the fuck on and go tell my family what happened. So I asked my stylist to come through and hook me up. She offers to take me to the airport and pick me up when I got back. I go out there, fool around with some people who never got a chance to even talk to me, but was in the same relationship, like Chanel, just to see what's up. Chill with some family for a while. It happened to be 4th of July, and the stripper girl just happened to pop up talking about, I'm in LA. Can you smoke with me? I'm like, sure, why not? Damn, I got to go. Until I was ready to go. I get back. All the ladies want to come over. I let them know I'm home, but I'd rather just chill with the stylist. I told her about old girl being pregnant. She laughed and said, now you got two girlfriends and one baby mama. I laughed, thought nothing of it. She said it again a couple days later, and I said, who? I said, who? She said, me and the girl from the club. I laughed and said, I don't want no girlfriend. I want to be a whore, LOL. But that didn't last too long. Between these two and my new baby mama, I didn't have time to do too much. One was under me like rice under gravy, but annoying, though she didn't know how to be in a real relationship. She was a whore for real. I didn't know at the time. I thought she just threw butt in a circle or square, but whatever. So they talking about coming over at the same time. I said, that's on y'all, but I don't want no BS at my spot. So they come around at the same time. We kick it, it goes smooth. I tell them I'm going to Mississippi for my first family reunion. The stylist says, we going. I said, that's cool. Y'all can ride together. Stylist says, that's cool. She can have somebody keep her company. So cool. That's planned. I told him I mess with both of y'all. This is Shine and Dimples. If you want to try and be poly since they know about it already. So we gave it a shot. We went to sleep that night. Girl from the club, Sean, got upset and was angry because she didn't get held all night. So she got up and slept in the living room, being weird. So it was time to go on a morning walk. She was staying behind, making videos of us walking and leaving her behind, but she stayed behind on purpose to make the videos, so make it make sense. She just started being weird really fast. So y'all know she's going to the family reunion. I told her I was going by myself to avoid hearing her mouth since she was already going crazy. But she seen on Snap I was in the passenger seat headed to Mississippi. So she called me and cursed me out, but she was just in California with me on the 4th of July, so she should have just relaxed and waited for us to get back. But she was acting real crazy. Whatever. We get to the family reunion, treated her with so much love, and she was so respectful, and we had such a great time. And being there with was my first family reunion. Family never seen my wife, so they just assumed she was my wife. So I had to say she's my girlfriend. They didn't care, was just happy to see us, period. My mother and sister welcomed her with open arms. We chilled and went everywhere together. I said, well, I might have a girlfriend now in my head, LOL. So now it's time to head back home. 7-hour drive. Soon as we get back, the girls is at my door knocking on it like the police. I look, see a baby, so I open it. That's Brandy, Tati, Shine. They were at the door with the baby P. So I open it. They rush in trying to talk like everything is cool, but we had to make a trip. So we let them hang for a little bit. But she thought she was going to be able to stay, Sean. But she had to go with the rest of them. So she was upset and sad, but didn't understand the part she played. But it was over for her, for me. But she wasn't done. She started talking crazy on the internet and ended up going to April's house and making videos talking about me and trying to make me look bad and saying false things on my name. Both of them had me messed up for real. I thought April would keep my name out of her mouth, but she couldn't knock on the door. What? But she couldn't. Knock on the door. It's the police. I farted. He hands me these papers and say, good luck. I got the divorce papers. Oh, it's real now. So I go to the court, sign them. A month later, I was divorced and free from all the stress. Not so much drama, though, as April would not leave me or my girlfriend alone on the internet. Her and the girl from the strip club kept talking stuff and still are until this day. I just said I'm not going to respond. I'm going to write a book, and this is what I'm doing. Oh, but we off them next. Damn, one more chapter. I gotta go. Okay, where's the baby you said? I said the same thing. That's what I said earlier. April glammed me. So the girl comes back in town, comes to Sunday Fun Day, walks right past me and talks to all the guys. She's been gone for a month or almost 2. I haven't talked to her since that night in jail. So I'm thinking she got words from me, but no, she walked past me and says nothing. So I hit her up after she's brief, but says she'll come back. So I wait another week, goes by. She walks right past me again. This time my girlfriend hit her up. Like, what's up? What y'all doing? They talked for an hour. She says, I don't check on the baby. I only ask how she's doing. I said, what? So I call her. She says, I'll call you right back. And I got to go, y'all. I'll be back in a few minutes. I promise I'll be back in a few minutes. I promise. And then we can talk about it. I'll be back in a few minutes. I got to go. For those of you who follow the Maybay Drama